podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Hey, Daddy, this is $1
BoxingVoice.com.
No matter what nobody say, man, Spirit, can't nobody fuck with me, man. You know, I can't be fucked with, you know.
Beyonce Productions.
Whether you pay to see me win, or you pay to see me lose, you're gonna pay. Fuck it, the kids still gotta eat. I don't have to watch, any footage of a fighter. I mean, because I'm Floyd Mayweather, everybody gotta watch me. I knew eventually I was gonna have to fight Oscar over. I feel like he was straight up and down, no special effects.
I got the hardest intro on TVV.
Hey, Daddy, this is $1
Boxing Voice Radio, I'm your host, Nestor Gibbs, joined alongside Michael Gross, the boss.
Beyonce Productions.
Yo, what up? BoxingVoice.com.
22nd of February, I won't be running. You won't have to look anywhere for me. Just watch out for the right hands, because you're going to...
Beyonce Productions.
I must be the greatest. Let's get that done. I've been here before, and I know what it takes. Hard work, dedication, BoxingVoice.com. Mayweather is he's the best.
Win, lose, or draw, we coming to fight. Can't nobody take that away. We're coming to fight.
They do what they can, I do what I want.
When you look at how he throws that left hook, it starts out really low. We're going to see what kind of character he has.
And the lefts and rights by Maidana. And it's all Marcos Maidana here. A lot of those punches off his shoulder.
I think anybody out there listening or key, anybody, think that's a dangerous deal to make. I think it's a perfect deal.
BoxingVoice.com.
15 minutes. Can you be strong for 15 minutes? Can you? Listen, the concentration we...
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another Thursday edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. This is true TBV right here. You know, previews and predictions. We started out when we came out many years ago. It feels like so many light years at this point. But, yeah, man, we started with just Thursdays and Sundays, cranking out those good old previews and predictions and coming back for Crow Day. So we're in TBV essence with today, man. And there's a lot of fights to preview and predict, as well as some big headlines in the news. So, yeah, man, we got a lot to discuss. Once again, today is August 6th, 2020, Thursday. And this is going to be your preview and prediction for Jamal James in the PBC card, as well as the fight camp with Eddie Hearn's Matchroom with Terri Harper and Natasha Jonas, right? I think it's Jonas. But anyway, let me get and introduce my co-hosts, hailing from around the world. They got Coach Mitty out across the pond, Mario Munguia in Corpus Christi, Texas, Alexander Lioness here in New Jersey. And what's going on, gentlemen? How are you?
What up? Nestor Gibbs in the house. My man Mitty from across the pond. What up, Doomy?
What up, guys? What are we talking about? My paisan, Teofimo Lopez?
Oh, nah, we talking that Jamal
I didn't know you
James
was related
fight.
to Ducks.
Oh. Call
like
you Lord. He's Lord.
Yo, you know what? Real quick, before we even get into it, may I have the opportunity to hijack the show for 2 minutes? Go minutes.
For it.
Yo, I'm coming October 24th. Already booked the flight, leaving October 22nd to New Jersey. All right? So we got to get something popping, bro. We got to get something, a fight party, appreciation. I mean, obviously, it can't be anything huge because of, the C word that's kind of weird because of C-19. But yo, like everybody in the area, I want to kick it with everybody. Tickets purchased. Hopefully, some grace of God, they let Leo and Tank have fans. That would be great. But if not, we'll make it work somehow. But yeah, man, I just want to start putting the pressure on. And that's not even pressure. I know Ness and Doomy, they got me. I'll kick it with them. But we got to do like a live show all together or something, or just like a fight party. But anyway, I just wanted to put that out there. I'm gonna keep campaigning for that October 24th weekend. Can't wait, man.
What up? I would love to be there, but I still think that it's a little bit early. But coming back to the shows like Thursdays, man, Thursdays and Sundays. I metaphorically grew up on those two shows right before you guys or we all started to go every day, twice a day, 4 times a day. Those two shows, were the shows I was looking forward to, right? So, I kind of love those shows. And predictions, that's what it is, man. Just put your money where your mouth is, or put your money where your mouth is. Yeah. Damn, did I say that right?
Sure. Yeah, that was good.
You did. So, Mitty, let me ask you, when you said what you said, did you mean it from a personal standpoint, or you mean from regulations and tourism, being able to travel, or you just mean like you think it's too early for you to take the risk?
I think from even from a regulation standpoint, right? We spoke before, right? Like everyone is starting to speak about second waves and going back into lockdown. So, I want to be optimistic, but I'm seeing what is happening. Like few cities, like actually Mario City has things gone back to lockdown. You should know that Manchester is going. Parts of Manchester are going back to lockdown. Yeah, Aberdeen and stuff like that. So, man, I hope that it's not going to spread anymore. But it feels like people are going to get tough again with the lockdown and travel restriction and all that. So.
I thought October's a good time. It's still almost 3 full months away. So I'm hoping that by then some progress has been made. Nah, not fixed it. Yo, you hater. No, but Jersey's done a really good job, and New York is doing a good job.
Let me tell you,
tomorrow, man.
I hope they do it. I need my life back. They took AMC movies from me. Did that company shut down? I'm pretty sure movies went bankrupt, right? Because they can't.
They probably got a deal. They probably got a deal with all these other, Netflix, Hulu, probably releasing movies with Apple. They got to be doing something.
Bro, I get their emails. All they're doing is doing on demand, and it's not like before. Movies just stop releasing because no one's gonna lose money. They're just shelving their movie. You know what I mean? If you notice, ain't nothing coming out. So. I don't know, man. No, right. I don't know. It's crazy, man. Thank God that
our
we
movies
are
open
all right.
already. They opened last Wednesday.
Really?
Yeah, they could let 25% of capacity in.
Oh, you guys are doing well then.
No, we're not at all. We're doing terrible. We had the most infants sick by COVID in the entire United States. Corpus.
I mean, that whole thing is crazy to me anyway, bro. I'm just saying, Mm-hmm. But
crazy.
Where do we even go from here? Hitting that thumbs up button, that's what you need to do. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button if you just joined this live stream. And in the future, present, past, it helps with the visibility of the show. Helps us grow. It's going to keep putting this show in the eyes of other boxing fans, people that normally don't get an opportunity to see it. So subscribe, hit that notification bell. Let's go ahead and check where we're at. Looks like we're starting the show with 115,223. We're trying to get to 115,300. All right, so we need about 77 people to go ahead and join the army and be part of the gang. But I guess we're going to jump into all this very heavy DAZN fights. If you don't have DAZN, you can check that link in the description right there. It says 1 free month because we used to give you a free month. You should have got it when we were offering it. Now you can just use our link to get some DAZN, and you get nothing except our love and gratitude for using our link, because we'll get a kickback. They won't add anything to your cart, but they'll be like, oh, look, Boxing Voice sent another one and another one. But yeah, man, Brentwood, England, DAZN, Matchroom, Fight Camp is back. MSG Garden, Eddie Hearn's Matchroom is going to be putting on Terri Harper, never heard of her, versus Natasha Jonas, only seen her on Instagram, in a 10-round fight for Harper's WBC Junior Lightweight World title. I'm going to pass the ball to our expert, UK coach Mitty.
Yo, let me just say quickly, it's Natasha Jonas. Like so, like you're reading it
Oh,
like I think
I
like with
wanna
that
I wanna
little
read it in
Hispanic kind
Spanish.
of
Yeah,
Like the
Jonas.
Jonas brothers.
like how your
Yeah,
name
yeah,
is
exactly. She's
Natasha.
Jonas.
How your name Natasha and you're not Spanish? It's like what? All right, she's Natasha
Yeah,
Jonas. I was saying Jonas.
listen, like so again, like so that's like that's a decent fight. Like that's a good fight. And I can understand why they probably haven't made like that much noise on the international scale. Although Natasha Jonas, I mean, like she's like a good Olympian, right? But she's made a transition to the pro, and she fell on a banana skin, like so, and so she, yeah, like she had a fight against like a lady called Vivian Obanoff,
Yeah.
and she lost by a knockout, and kind of like that's where people were saying like that the hype train like was derailed, right? So that someone that was going to be pitted against like Katie Taylor at some point, and
Damn.
like kind of like revive some of their rivalry from the amateurs day,
Yeah.
and unfortunately she lost by a knockout. But and then interestingly enough, like Terri Harper is someone who grew up watching or admiring at least like Natasha, right? So imagine being in a ring like against someone that at least you were just thinking, yeah, you know what, that's someone I aspire to be. So just from that narrative standpoint, that's like an interesting story, and I think a lot of people are counting Natasha out too early, right? So in this fight, there's a little bit of spite, and it feels like both their trainers. I don't know if you watch the press conferences, but their trainer went at it like more than the actual girls, right? So yeah. So she's trained by Natasha is trained by Joe Gallagher, right? So he's trained the Smith brother. Yeah, so if you watch any of the Smith brother, you would have seen him. If you watch Anthony Crowlers, would have seen him back in the day. Scott Quigg. So that gym is popping. It's probably the best gym in Liverpool, England. So that's where Joe feels like a bit disrespected, right? Like Natasha just took one loss. Now you're just seeing her like as the big underdog. So he wants to come in and make a statement, right? So,
but I'm gonna be real with you though, Mitty. Like Terri Harper, Natasha Jonas, I heard a lot of people saying good things about it. I didn't really know too much about either fighter. I mean, seen Terri Harper fight once before, maybe once before. Natasha Jonas, Natasha Jonas. Only recently I've seen her fight, and I'll be honest, I wouldn't be as excited if Doomy and Ness and I didn't do the fight film study on Tuesday with Pursoon and Katie Taylor. It's got me in the mood for it. Go ahead.
I don't think it's gonna be that type of fight, though. I don't think it's gonna be that type of fight.
That's not.
But however, like it's gonna be. I think it's going to be an interesting gripping fight. I think they're going to play chess a little bit more than just like Pursoon and Katie Taylor.
How do you feel about both of them fighting Obanoff and
Yeah, so that's the thing.
And Jonas losing to her.
That's what they're saying. They have common opponents where like Harper did well against them, and then Natasha struggled like a little bit more, and obviously like took the loss to Obanoff. So obviously psychologically and mentally, you have to go into a fight knowing that hey, I knocked out I beat the person that knocked you out, right? So you'd think that you should be going there with the mental edge. But I mean, you all know that boxing doesn't work like that. I think like people are counting Natasha out too quickly. I say that if you want to make a little bit of money and you're a punter, put some money on Natasha. I think like so. She has like that motivation. She's someone who is like in the last chance saloon, right? Where, for the ladies, like you really want to win, put your career back on track, and then go on. Message.
So obviously the way we need to react to the message is finish your sentence, but just know that obviously there is a message coming
There's
after your sentence.
There. All right.
And I was trying to get in for context. Natasha Jonas is plus 700. And Terri Harper, who is the favorite, is a minus 1,100. So Mitty did give you advice on Jonas, and she's plus 700. So, I mean, that's not bad. That's actually good. But, sometimes when it sounds that good, it means it's that hard to achieve. That being said, Natasha is super pretty. Like, she's got some really nice hazel eyes, and
the eyes are amazing.
Yeah,
but,
she's really pretty.
That's the thing, right? So, and I know what you're saying. I'm not saying that to Eunice, but I didn't even want to open up like that, because when we talk about female boxing, people are going to say, "Oh man, we're looking at like pretty and all that." But
listen,
yeah, I think she's
wait a minute. Don't men journalists, myself as a male podcaster, don't I say, "Oh, my man is attractive. He's got, we let people know when a fighter.
It's
part of selling. It's part of selling.
I'm just telling you. I agree.
Listen, AJ wouldn't be selling out
if
he was ugly, bro. AJ wouldn't be selling if he was ugly. That's how it works, bro.
It's not about you. There's like that added X factor.
I didn't make the phrase "sex sells." Like that's old out here.
But with the ladies, I'm always like careful, because I really want to put forward.
I dig it. I dig it for sure. I dig it for sure. I dig it.
Listen, we're giving expert opinion.
Came on and she said that like girls, in boxing are doing other things too. They doing modeling. They doing art. They doing a whole bunch of other stuff. So
I know a girl fighters that takes offense to all this. Right? She say, what, and.
I get it.
Really?
I get it. No, I get it, because somebody wants to take boxing serious.
What weight class is this, bro?
They don't want to be seen. They don't want to be seen in that light. You know what I mean?
Sure, I understand that. I do.
I'm just a girl now. To you, I'm not just a fighter.
But Jesus, just because you said a person looks good, she's just a girl or just a guy, because you highlighted.
I don't think a boxer automatically assume that either,
Okay, but here's the thing. I think it would be different if we didn't do the same thing for men. But we're men, heterosexual men, who come on the show all the time and be like, yo, he's got a great smile. He's very well-spoken. Oh, man, he's got the kind of face for TV. He can make
millions. Bro, listen to me, guys. They're not only do we physically, not only do we physically say it, but you hear other men commentators say he's a good-looking kid, or he's a handsome guy. He's gonna be able to sell tickets. He's gonna bring it's part of marketing. If you don't look good, you ain't gonna go nowhere. Know that.
If you can't get past that aspect of it, then you don't understand enough of the sport, and you won't get why guys like De La Hoya were able to do what they were able to do. Why guys like Floyd Mayweather, why it was so hard for him and unfair for him, and what he had to go through. Like, you don't understand those things. You know what I mean? Not fully. You don't get why it's unfair. You're saying, oh, well, the sport's unfair. Well, why is it unfair? If you can't admit that the best looking dudes are basically the ones that get ahead in every sport, like, you know what I mean? It's all about that. That's what
Mario, Canelo's ugly, bro. He got one eye.
Real quick, going to a super chat. Big Super Mex says, Tío no quiere fumar a Lomachenko.
He don't want to smoke. He don't want to smoke.
Like a shot at Doomy.
He don't want to
smoke.
And
then Mac.
Yo, you ain't gonna translate for the Americans, champ?
Nah, champ. You about to do push-ups, Max. Word up. No, just kidding. He says that Tio he don't want none of that Lomachenko smoke. It's all good, Champy.
Nah, he said he don't want to smoke. Nah. He didn't say he don't want none of that Lomachenko smoke. I mean, I guess you could translate it like that. I guess you could translate it like that. You're right. Because if I do it literal, it's like if he don't want to smoke Lomachenko. But I think he do mean
strain.
No, I think that's what he mean. Teofimo doesn't want to smoke Lomachenko.
Really?
He's a mastermind. He's a mastermind. Settle the score, Supermax.
I don't think he meant that.
Yo, Max, look,
tell us, Super Max.
Y'all trying to make him say something that he didn't want to.
Yo, Max says all the male announcers love to talk about AJ's body.
Hell
Triple
yeah.
laugh.
Of course, bro. People
true,
do it all
but,
the time, bro.
I'd rather them do that with male, like, so we can take away any kind of like argument. But anyway, I didn't even want to take us down that rabbit hole, right? So let's bring it back to the action and the boxing. So yeah, she's an underdog, but I think, as
she's too small,
someone
man.
who bets, if you're gonna make money, or if you want to take a little bit of a risk that is a bit calculated, because you're talking about someone who has at least like a good pedigree as an amateur, who did well in the Olympics. Like, I don't know if she has to be that much of an underdog, but like, one thing has to be said though: a transition to the pro game has not been as smooth as we thought it would be. But tomorrow,
so let me ask you a
she's
question.
gonna have to put it all on the line, right?
John, you talking about Jonas or Harper?
Hold on.
Jonas.
Let me ask you a question, because that's like the second time you kind of insinuated the same thing. But meanwhile, her record states 9-1. So what? The opposition is bad and she's not looking good.
It's the opposition. It's the opposition. Just take a look at it. Like, you're gonna see, like, the journey women there. You're gonna see people with like losing records. And when she stepped up to someone who was like kind of like a live opponent, she was still supposed to beat Obanov, but she slipped on that banana skin, right? So, and that's the problem. That's why she's getting all that. And just for added context, right? Like, Joe Gallagher really got upset with Eddie Hearn and just took digs at him and say, hey, you know what? When Natasha lost, Eddie never even came to a dressing room, never even contacted us, and he was really like upset, right? And he reminded that like few times in the press conferences, right, saying, you know what? He's very upset at the way she's been treated, and she's been written off as someone they were trying to build as like a fight with Taylor, to someone who took one L, and we didn't even want to listen to the circumstances as to why she took that L. And then she was kind of shelved as well. So I think there's like, it's a grudge thing. They're there to prove something. And that's why I'm saying, like, if you want to put some money on, maybe like,
yeah, but I don't believe Gallagher, because he says that about all his fighters. He has all the Smith brothers, and he said that about all of them. I remember, he tried to tell me that Ndam was a good fight for Callum. I don't know that I can believe him. And then they got an offer for Canelo, and, I got an interview with Gallagher where, like, they really wanted that fight. And, we hear that they got an offer. Look, we don't know the circumstances. Obviously, when we talk about Lomachenko and Teofimo, I'm definitely pro Teofimo in terms of him not being offered enough. But Teofimo brings something to the table here. Lomachenko and Canelo can't even be compared. Neither could Teofimo and Callum, I think.
It's true, but what do you expect him to say, right? But like the proof and the reality, though, is that, is a trainer with a stable that, we can at least recognize, right? So it's not like, you recognize the Smith brothers, you recognize the Scott Quigg, both before going to Freddie Roach and after coming back to him, Anthony Crawler. So it's not like, he's never built any fighter, and, he's not a credible like trainer with like a decent pedigree. So he doesn't take anyone under his wings, basically. So he would take someone who can actually fight and we can actually believe in. So, I mean, I'm just saying, right? I'm just saying for the gamblers out there, I might not even pick her in my personal pick, but I'm saying like, the gambling attitude is like, hey, there's someone who's not that much of an underdog, in my opinion, anyway. I think it's going to be a much closer fight than the odds
There's
suggest.
a closer chance of her possibly winning.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
But so that's pretty much. But I think that the more gritty and of the two is, I think, is Harper. Like, the shots that she's throwing, I like, the action in the ring, like very, very educated with her straight shots. I love that, about fighters, just like finding the straight shots of, the 1-2 landing very early on, the jab being used very efficiently. And she seems to be like a spiteful puncher as well. So, yeah, Harper is also the real deal. So that could be interesting. That will be an interesting fight.
Well,
yeah, listen, I'm not gonna lie. The card does not do very much for me at all.
No, I mean, like,
the main event. Listen, I sat here and honestly, you talked about the main event, and that was the only thing that I was actually looking forward to already. So you know what I mean? Like, I'm good there. But yo, I don't know who any of these guys are.
Well,
I know who
I heard
Anthony
of
Fowler is.
Billam-Smith.
You know
I've
one
heard of
side
Hopey
of
Price because of Twitter,
yeah.
and that's it. So,
And that's
I
true.
think
That's
you're
what I told
wrong.
you guys, right? Like last time, like after the first show, I said like they came out with a bang with the first show, and I think the next two shows
He called
are
that a
gonna be very
bang.
difficult.
Take
No,
the cape off, Mitty. Take the cape off. He said came out with a bang.
No, yeah, but the next two shows are gonna be very difficult to follow up on, right? So
Yo, listen, for me,
now it's gonna be like hard, right? So to keep you entertained.
I don't
right?
even
So,
think so, man. The thing is that these dudes are so fickle. You know, it's crazy. I got this email thing that sends me like word of the day, and it sent me fickle, and and it was crazy. That's what boxing fans are. Listen, we have. If you've been listening to this show for 12 months, you've heard us at least mention Billam-Smith. Okay, so like I said, I knew Jonas, not Harper, but Fowler's on this card. We had Fowler on this show multiple times. We watched him lose. You know, he was racing through the rankings and he took a loss. He's getting back. So like we know Harper. Now this other guy, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but Fiaz. I know him.
That fight is off.
I know him though. I know him.
Yeah,
We've interviewed him a lot. Our UK dudes. He's in the hospital.
Yeah, he's in hospital. So that fight against Baker, not Jordan.
It's off?
It is off. Like, yeah, so Aqib Fiaz just has been taken to hospital. And so that fight won't happen. I don't know the details of it, but I just know that,
at least I knew him, you know what I mean? And that's, if you're a
hardcore,
right? If you're a hardcore TBV, you've seen interviews because, we got like 5 UK dudes that interview, this guy a lot. And then Hopey Price, I mean, I received press releases. We know that's like the cousin or the little brother of David Price, right?
But let me tell you, the only reason why I kind of like concur a little bit with Mario is that those guys, you know them, but you only know one side of the matchup, and
that's what this is. Remember, Top Rank was like that too. We didn't know both sides of Top Rank.
Yeah, that's fine, but it's not even that, right? So for me, like some people, for example, last week didn't know Eggington and Cheeseman, but the fact that they didn't know both sides didn't take away from the spectacle, because that matchup was like an all action 50-50, and whether you know them or not, you're going to be entertained. Whereas like those matchups that we're getting this week, in my opinion, they're not matchup that way you're going to be entertained. They're going to be matchup like very similar to what we had with Dalton Smith against like Bennett, for example. So one guy is like much more skilled than the other, and is supposed to showcase those guys. I understand what we got. I understand the nature of like the matchups that we have today, but I'd like to see more 50-50 all action matchups, right? So, that's my personal opinion on that.
Well, moving on and making it snappy. I mean, I'm going to go ahead and pick Terri Harper, Billam-Smith, Fowler, and Hopey Price.
Okay, so A side all the way.
All across the board.
Billam-Smith, I've got you. Billam-Smith.
Who is it? Mitty?
Yeah, he said A side.
Okay.
Oh, he's
Mario,
typing. He's typing.
I'm gonna go all A sides as well.
Okay.
Damn.
Do me, please. Tell me.
I'm gonna go. All right, look, I'm gonna go Terri Harper on the first one. Man,
why is he thinking hard?
Underdog.
So
yeah,
all of
I'm
a
trying
sudden,
to see if any.
all of
if
a sudden, you know the underdog here.
No. Honestly, I'm just trying to see real quick if I know anybody.
I can't even help you with Fowler's opponent. All I'm saying, like, it looks like a very good matchup on paper because they found like an opponent that has like a record that sounds decent, but at the same time, like,
I mean,
I can't tell you that I've already seen him, and I can't just like fight a corner for him. Like, so I think
you know what?
that's good matchup. Like, that's good matchmaking.
And this is pandemic style matchups, right? The journeyman's it's a journeyman's time, so to speak.
This is what this is.
They're not journeyman.
No, the opponents.
No, it's bubble fights.
No, the opponents on journeyman. They're guys with winning records, and they're guys that are gonna come and try to win, but they're outskilled. Like, Dumi, it's like I go and just like go and choose a fighter for you that has like 20 wins, 19 KOs, but all of those wins are just low, very, very low level competition out of, like, I don't know, Dominican Republic, some obscure places where...
Yo, Mitty, you better stop disrespecting. We got champs now.
They never fought on that level, right? So, on paper, it looks superb. They said, wow, Dumi just took care of that guy with like a 99% KO record percentage and, undefeated. And, hey, think about, like, Spence Ocampo. I think that's what it was, right? So Spence Ocampo, like, have you seen Ocampo since then? Where did he come from? You know what I mean? But on paper, that looked good.
Where did you
right?
come from? Where did you go?
Some Cotton Eye Joe.
Where did he go? Bruh, somebody should have reused Ocampos, though. Like, he packed the house with Earl over there. 14,000.
Yeah, so come on then, like, so do me just
was it 14 stuff?
Spend all night on this?
Yeah, 14.
Who you got, do me? Tell me.
I'm gonna have to go with Anthony Fowler, right? And I'm gonna have to go with the A-sides because I'm really not too familiar with these guys. So
you holding up the show, man? Pump faking.
Look, if my picks I'm so interested.
You holding up the show.
Because he pump faking. He acting like he really gonna pick an underdog on this card.
Check it. I'm gonna leave it at this.
Listen, like,
I'm gonna leave it at this. Dumi. Look at me. I'm saying my own.
Yeah, I got you.
Go ahead, Dumi. We got you. Go ahead.
Mitty. I'm gonna say it like this. I'm gonna go on my own and look these guys up because the last card, the breakfast card, Egg and Cheeseington, and Ted Cheeseman was so good that now I'm interested in finding me another Dalton Smith and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm interested in finding another guy that might break through. So I'm gonna look back and maybe I'll change my mind. But for right now, yeah, I'll go with you guys on the A side.
No problem. So for me, I didn't spend all my time trying to sell you the Jonas fight or the Jonas pick and not go for it myself. So I have to go for her, and I might stick a little bit of like a 10 pound on it, and hopefully I make a return, right?
Yeah,
so,
10.
But she's
that's a good bet on that.
She's in a tough fight though. She's in a tough fight, and it's like. The odds are against me, but hey, come on, I believe in you, Natasha.
You know what the
Just
odds
do it
are?
for me.
Yeah, I got the odds. I got the odds.
Plus 750, he says. Right?
Yeah, 700 for 1100 and 1100 for
I got Terri Harper at a minus 1,000 and Natasha Jonas at a plus 600.
Yeah, I got 100 each more than you. Minus 1100.
Gotcha.
What you using?
SBD Sportsbook.
SBD. Never heard of that.
SBD. It's the one that used to be connected to
airdrop. Do me creating sound bites, y'all. He think he trying to be slick. I heard that airdrop. Look, he trying to hold the smile in. I heard that airdrop, champ. About to come with a new sound bite. Nah. I ruined the surprise. Yo, listen, moving on.
I was actually I was trying to airdrop it, but it was an image. But I'm happy that you believe in me.
Yo, moving on. We're gonna talk about topic numero 1, because that wasn't it. That was just boxing. A lot of boxing. Boxing's back, right? So we're not talking about Jose Ramirez and Viktor Postol. I always used to say Postol. It's Postol. Where are we with this? Let me read here. Okay. The showdown between unified junior welterweight world champion Jose Ramirez versus the former champ of the WBC, Viktor Iceman Postol, will take place August 29th at the MGM Grand Conference Center. So, is that different from the bubble?
I mean,
Conference Center.
I think it
is. I mean, Conference Center sounds like the bubble.
No, I don't think it is. I don't think it's the same
So what? They got a crowd for this? You trying to say?
Wait, what'd you say? I didn't hear you.
They have a crowd for this? You're trying to say? Or they're going to have?
No.
Yeah, so
I
this
don't
must
think
be
so.
the bubble,
No,
champ.
no,
This
not
must
right
be
now.
the
That's
bubble.
what you're saying. Okay, yeah. I get what you're saying in that sense. I thought you meant like in the same way that they had it, like they were gonna have fights there, continuously.
Well, not much to say here, man. Shout out to Ramirez. Gets himself I'm going to say difficult in-between fight. It's not a tune-up, but he should win if he is the goods.
Yeah.
And it's a common opponent with Crawford, who they're trying to build him up to, so he better win and win looking good. Crawford faced Postol at 40, so Ramirez is fighting that very almost same version of Postol, So, like, he has to make a statement. It's a good fight, and it's around the corner for us. 23 days away? I'm happy. I'll take it.
Yeah, listen, I'll make this one quick, because we have talked about this fight. This is like a situation where I think it was good enough to wait for, but not any much longer than this. Like we have been supposed to have this fight, right? They kept pushing it back because of obvious circumstances going on with the pandemic. But it was never a fight that I wanted to lose. Now, I know most people jump in me and say, like, yo, he's going to fight Josh Taylor. Like, wouldn't you rather have Josh Taylor? Yes, I would. But at the end of the day, I think that this was always a fight that Ramirez needed because of that connection to Crawford. So we send him into the Josh Taylor in one of the biggest fights, and he's going to be highlighted and selected. Plus, in retroactively, they are promoting him for the Crawford fight. Everything is just set towards that goal. So all he has to do at that point is beat Josh Taylor. I say all he has to do. That's a very tough task. But all he has to do is beat Josh Taylor, and it seems like it's set up perfect. Go ahead, Mitty. I'm sorry.
No, that fight you're saying has been delayed that long. Is it still like the eliminator fight that Postol won against my guy, the French guy, Mohamed Mimoun, to get that shot, right? So if that hasn't happened already, like, that's crazy, man. If they held up for that long, because I think it was early 2019, if not end of 2018, where he won that fight against Mimoun to get like his shot at Ramirez. So I like that fight. That's a good fight. I think it's tougher than people think for Ramirez. Like, Postol is a tough dude, but still, I see Ramirez winning that fight, right? It's got a little bit too much. It's got that X factor as well that Postol doesn't have. Postol is very just like, one-dimensional. He does one thing really well, like I said. And I usually like those kind of guys with like good fundamentals, but then it doesn't bring an extra dimension to his game when he's matched up with the likes of the Crawford, for example, that can just give him different angle. He just goes in like 1-2, 1-2. And straight shots. Go ahead,
Mitty, what can you tell me about this guy, Mohamed Mimoun or Mimoun?
Mimoun, like, so if you remember, like, the golden contract, the MTK golden contract, he is the guy that I did translation for, and he lost in the semifinal where he got robbed, like, against Tyrone McKenna. And they gave the story is like, McKenna got the decision because they wanted to set up the final between Tyrone McKenna and O'Hara Davis, because obviously in the UK it sells much more tickets and it's got much more attention. They've got like Twitter and YouTube beef. So that's why, we assume that Mimoun didn't get the decision. But he's a really good fighter. Very compact. He beat Sam Eggington as well back then, like back in 2018 or 17. I think he came to the UK and created like an upset. I've seen him like now twice, very close, like, ringside, and I was in his camp, like, in the last week of his camp leading up to the fight in both those fights. He's good. Like, he's good. I don't know if you would like the style because he has the earmuffs up, right? Earmuffs up. He comes in and he lets you unload and he counter punches you. But he's really strong, come forward, and a nightmare for anyone to fight. And I spoke to him personally. He said against Postol, he found Postol very tricky, and he cannot put his finger as to why he lost. But like everyone, he said, like, it was an off night, right? So it was an off night. and is dying to get like a chance at the big shots again. And age really upset at the decision with McKenna because that sets him back a little bit. And if you guys have the chance, just go and rewatch the fight and make up your own mind, right? I don't understand that decision, right? But it was a clear victory to me, at least. But the judges did what they did,
Yeah, Jose Ramirez is going to be the heavier puncher in this one. I mean, his KO ratio explains it, and he's fought better guys, in my opinion. Some of the guys I don't know about Postol. And besides Terence Crawford, I'm be honest with you, I pretty much don't know too many of the guys. What I do know is the fights that I have seen and probably highlighted, but none of these names stuck out, obviously, because they're probably not fighting here in America as much. But he is rangy. He knows how to use his range. He's not that much longer than Ramirez, but the way he fights, Mitty said it, his fundamentals are pretty good. He keeps a good stance. He looks like he's always in good balance, but sometimes I feel like he's just not fast enough and not explosive enough at times. And a guy like Jose Ramirez is going to be a problem.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. But, yo, Doomy, Josh Taylor and Lucas Matisse and Selik Aidan and Hank Lundy. Those are all on his – and DeMarcus Corley. I forgot he even fought DeMarcus Corley. Listen, you're not wrong. And I don't want to put myself on a hill that I'm going to die on and say that Postol's resume is like the toughest ever. I'm just saying, like, I think he has proven that he's a solid fighter. I think he has proven with the guys that he's beaten. He's a tough test. Like, I think the whole point comes down to, and the reason why we shit on him so much, and I'm not saying we shit on him, but the reason why I think people shit on him is because it's so easy to point to Postol and say, this is what you're propping Crawford's pound for pound list on, because that's essentially the base of it, right? But that's not a fair thing to do, and it doesn't diminish the Ramirez win should he get it.
It wouldn't, but just to confirm, you didn't say that he won against Josh Taylor, right? Because he lost against Taylor. He went the whole the distance.
I'm sorry. Taylor. Yeah, he did lose against Josh Taylor. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I really just I don't know about the guys he's fought lately. Maybe I wasn't clear enough in that. But besides, in the last 4 or 5 years, Terence is the only guy. I don't know.
Anybody else?
No,
anybody else?
Lucas.
Maybe
man.
Josh Taylor. Maybe Josh Taylor. I didn't see that fight, so I don't even know how he lost.
He lost to Lucas too. I mean, he beat Lucas rather. But yeah, let's move on. Because that was just announcement. You feel me? It's not happening until about 23 days. But it's always great news to get a nice little title defense like that. Viktor Postol's a good fighter. But we're gonna move on to Saturday, August 8th in Los Angeles on Fox and Fox Deportes FS1. We got another title fight with Jamal James versus Thomas Dulorme. And James is going into this fight as the favorite. I'm going to get you the odds in a bit. And Dulorme definitely coming in as the underdog. This will be for a vacant World WBA interim welterweight title. Gentlemen, who you got? Yo, I'm going to put the clock, too. Y'all be wildin', man. We going a minute apiece.
All right, let me go in quick then. I'm going for Dulorme. Again, underdog status. But, I like Dulorme. I've seen him more than James, actually. I've seen James also, but I've seen Dulorme more than James. And, stylistically, I do prefer Dulorme. Again, a dude that is very sound with good fundamentals. The only problem is I think he has a little bit of an issue towards the end of the round or the end of the fight, right? So I hope that he can just keep good intensity throughout the fight. But I just want to put my money on Dulorme and see what happens there.
Yeah, I guess I'll take it next. Look, I'm really excited for this fight. I think that it's a really, really undervalued fight. I guess we can call it that. I think it's a welterweight fight that there are a lot. I'll put it this way. There are a lot of guys I think that would have loved current post-pandemic times to get a Dulorme or a Jamal James on, their resume or on their record. From what I've seen, the odds are pretty close. I mean, it's not 50-50 necessarily, but it's not, they're not far off odds. You know, you're getting like a little more than half a point on your money taking the underdog, which is Dulorme. To be honest with you, I'm going to pick Dulorme too. I think Jamal James is the favorite, and I think that he deserves to be the favorite. I think that in the scope of each's career, I've been less impressed with Dulorme at times than I have Jamal James. That said, I've seen things from Thomas Dulorme throughout the entire scope. Like if we zoom back, right, and we look at the totality of their careers, Thomas Dulorme has shown an inept ability to just be great at times. You know what I mean? He's had some bumps in the road, of course, and one of his problems, he's never really consistent through 10. But at the end of the day, I picked him anyway.
Yo, you know, I forgot it was a minute. You were already on a minute 24 there, a little long-winded Mario.
My bad,
Doomy, go for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Jamal James on this one. Even though I'm the underdog guy, you know what I'm saying? I'm the underdog guy, but I'm gonna go with Jamal James.
Just because the panel picked against him. You're such a hater.
Nah, he beat Antonio DeMarco, you know, and
that's a great win.
He didn't beat DeMarco. That needs to be a film study, okay?
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, he's just I consider him a more rough and tough guy and able to really pull through on the clutch. Thomas Dulorme, I mean the only fight that I really remember was Terence Crawford. I'll play the casual right now, but you know, he lost to Yordanis Ugas. I got to see a little bit of him there about, you know, his grit, and I think that Jamal's just gonna outwork him.
Outwork him? No, it's my turn.
Go ahead. Let's hear it, champ.
Thomas Dulorme for the upset. He's a plus 140, which is a tight fight. Jamal is minus 160. But Dulorme's been in with better opposition and not looked as shabby as Jamal James. Jamal James always looks underwhelming. Like, dude, I put y'all on Jamal, okay? I put y'all on him years ago. I was excited about how tall this welterweight was, how long, but he don't fight with none of those attributes. Until he changed that trainer, it's over. He over there in some gym in Minnesota. It's over, bro. If they don't bring him over here somewhere to east or the west, wherever he at, it ain't right. And I know Caleb Truax was able to do it from that very same gym and become a world champ over James DeGale. But look, the sun only shine on the dog ass one day. Done. Dulorme upset. Under a minute. Let's go. What's next?
He beat your boy JoJo Dan, though. Yeah, really big on JoJo Dan.
Ain't nobody big on JoJo Dan. He said we big on JoJo Dan. That was dope. Nah, man. Next topic is David Morrell. He's a Cuban heavyweight. What is this guy? A Cuban super middleweight trying to cut the line. He's trying to cut the line, though. I never heard of him. Nobody told me about him. So how special is he? I'm just keeping it real. How is it that none of my listeners... Huh?
Is it for an interim title as well?
Let me double check. Sorry about that.
I think
this is for for the vacant WBA interim super middleweight title, which is crazy. I spoke about this on Overtime. It's crazy because it's like Lennox Allen had already won some version of the WBA, bro. Like, he got pictures with it. I remember, you know, his trainer is Orleano Sosa. This is a slept-on fight. This ain't part of my minute. This is introduction and let you know not to miss this, all right? Because David Morrell.
Hey, what happened?
No, I didn't ring the bell. It's not. I gotta let the listeners know.
He called them out.
No, I'm letting the listeners know. Nobody knows David Morrell.
I got you.
I'm just saying, like, I'm giving them a storyline.
No, that's good. Like, I need to listen to that. No, just let Nestor.
I just want to give a storyline. I want to give a storyline so that you can get enticed into watching this. This kid is a Cuban, a defected amateur. He's 2-0. Coming for our guy. Lennox is one of ours. We made money off him, people. Don't forget that. I was in Jamaica counting that dollars, man. Lennox is one of ours. He trained by Orleano Sosa. He in the gym with Colbert. Like, he just won on Top Rank as a B-side. He upset the last time he made his money. Then he upset again on Top Rank. So, like, are we really?
Oh, the Derek Webster fight you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I heard you. No, it wasn't even like that.
Oh.
No, I swear to God, I wasn't clowning. I promise. I was just asking.
Okay. Listen. It's all good.
Oh, man, y'all see him? Y'all see his face? He got this off.
Listen, it's all good.
Okay.
It's all
Go ahead.
It's all good.
Sorry.
But listen, Lennox is 6'1", you know. Morrell is 6'1". Morrell is 22, so he young. This that Devin Haney coming for Lomachenko, because Lennox is older. Lennox is 30-something, you know what I mean? So, but this is, 2-0. This that Lomachenko right here. You gotta watch this. Obviously, Lennox is not Orlando Salido, but Lennox ain't no slouch. He's made me money consistently. All
right, champ. Let's get the minute on there.
Right,
Let's find out who you picking.
I'm running.
No, you go first. After all that,
Shinobi. No, that's it. I'm running with Lennox. I mean, look, this guy got to make me a believer. I don't know this dude. He got to make me a believer.
All right. Am I getting? Okay, I'll take it real quick.
You.
This is not gonna take me
ring
long.
the bell.
Listen, I'll be real. I'm gonna be real with Ness. Like, he's not wrong. He's not lying. He's not nothing. Now, we have seen Morrell fight. You know, if you went and you saw PBC put out a bunch of footage on him, and they also dropped his Rankin fight, Quinton Rankin, something like that, and they showed it was a 2-round KO. We didn't get to see a lot. Here's what I'm gonna pick David Morrell for. Okay. First of all, we have seen some footage. He looks very talented, very, very slick, moves very well. He seems to punch bigger than he is. And what I mean by that is he's 6'1", but he's not like super big from what I've seen. But he seems like he punches really hard, does pretty good shoe shine work, body to the head, is really nice. At the end of the day, he's 22, and homeboy Allen is 35. So listen, I'm going to go with the Cuban, who is 22 years old, younger. He doesn't have the experience. You're right. And Allen has upset Webster. I'm still picking Morrell, though. Final pick.
So, Mario, I think I'm going to go with you, but I'm going to explain why, right? So, it feels to me like a promoter setup. Like, who at 2-0 gets a shot like that, gets to jump the line if the promoter hasn't seen anything special in this guy. And like you said, the opponent's got like 20-plus fights, but really, like, except like from like, you know, if you really in the area and, you know, if you watch like a lot of like boxing on the US side, it should be more known internationally. And it tells me that, you know, his kind of like level is more like, you know, at the regional level kind of like, you know, type of opponent. So I'm going to go for Morrell because, you know, I think the promoter is trying to set up like a new star or a new player in that division. And I'm feeding him the older guy, right? So that's, you know, without knowing him, that's what I can read on the card there.
Reading in between the lines, Coach Mitty. That's how you do it. I'm going to go with the same thing. I don't know if the ding. All right, so, yeah, I'm going with David Morrell. Pretty much. I'm going to totally agree with your analytics on that, Coach Mitty, man. Obviously, this is the kid they want, you know, as the next guy, and they're going to invest in him, and they just want to make sure that their investment is solid. So they're going to put him in there with a guy like Lennox. David Morrell, he's won a lot of matches, especially in big tournaments, and his transition over to the pros, you know, he KO'd his first two guys. You can give him credit for that. And what can I say about his opponent? You know, I mean, he's they hasn't lost too many times. And that's all I can pretty much tell you because I don't know too much about the guy.
Man, y'all sleeping, bruh. Let me tell you something. I got to jump back in because I'm doing research. Mario Barrios' publicist hit me up like, yo, Morrell is a beast, bro. And I get y'all. And everybody told me Lomachenko was a beast. And everybody told me Lennox Allen was supposed to lose to Derek Webster. And Andy Ruiz was supposed to lose to Anthony Joshua. And this Morrell dude, I'm going to screen share this. I'm going to screen share this, bro. Because when I picked Orlando Salido, I was crazy, but I was right. Look at this dude's first opponent. Look at this dude. Look at this dude's first opponent. I will beat this dude. I I will beat him. His hairline already beating him. His hairline already. Listen, you ain't never gonna win a fight with a hairline like that. Never.
Yo, he looks like the bad guy from a Law and Order SVU.
Never. Now look at the other guy.
God damn, he has 7 losses.
Look at my other man. 7-15.
No, 5.
7-15 coming off a Chad Dawson loss, which is decent.
Yo, why?
It's decent.
Why you messing with my man's hairline like that,
decent.
bro?
It's decent.
Bro, that's messed up.
Listen, it's decent.
He got a 9 head.
It's
Yo,
decent.
He just got a fresh lineup that day.
It's decent to come off of a Chad Dawson loss, but listen, man, this is a whole nother. Come on, bro. Allen been waiting for this. Morrell.
So you picked
I picked him. I picked him.
I
picked him.
Listen,
he got to prove it.
And
Sometimes,
real quick,
let me just say.
Go ahead.
Sometimes you get rushed. How you going from a losing record to a winning record on this level? Y'all just gonna overlook that? You telling me Lennox Allen won't beat the hell out that white dude I just showed you? Come on, man. Get out of here, bro.
He the good.
He may not.
He the goods. Come on now.
Morrell seems like legit for real. I do want to remind Patreons that we are we are setting a post for this weekend's fights. I think we're gonna do the main event from DAZN, the co-main event for Fox, for the PBC, and then the main event for the PBC and Fox. So we'll do those 3 fights. Remember last week we all picked the same. Patreons picked got 1-1. We are 1-1 as well. So nobody's winning right now, but this weekend's cards or fights should separate us a little bit.
Bruh, I want to see that fight. We're doing a live fight, chat. It's over. Let me see. Let me double check.
Yeah, at least it's good, right? It's good when you know a fighter personally and you've seen it, right?
Yo,
so,
Mario Serrano
it makes
said.
It interesting, right?
Mario Serrano said, bro, he's gonna smash Allen. We'll see. We'll see. Now, let me see what's the odds on that, man.
I was actually
look at that. It ain't even that wide. It ain't even that wide. Listen, when Allen fought Weber, he was a plus 400 and something. Allen is fighting Morrell. He's only a plus 700. Morrell's a minus 1100 on my site, which is off site, so you know the ones in America are going to be even lower odds.
All right, I'll tell you right now. This is an American website. Oh, no, it's a UK one.
Boom.
It's David Morrell's a minus 600 and Allen's a plus 480.
So Ness is right. The fight is tighter than what y'all saying.
He's a 4-1. He's a 4-1 dog.
Bruh, the fight is tighter than what y'all saying. The odds say it. The fight is tighter. It's tighter.
I mean, it's tighter than those crazy odds you mentioned on some offshore betting site, but they're still 4-1, homie. Like, come on, big dog.
But what was Mikey Garcia going into the Earl Spence fight? 4-1.
No. I
4-1.
want you to pick Lennox.
But what was Mikey? What was Mikey going into Earl fight? 4-1. What was Andy into the AJ? 15-1.
Ness. Just
I'm not saying
all I'm gonna say is like for the bookies to pick like a guy who's 2-0 as the favorite against that guy. There is
he got pedigree. Mitty, I'm not saying that this kid can't be an amateur standout. I'm sure he is. But so is Lomachenko, and you ain't ready for the. Sometimes you're not ready for the pros.
He was against Salito. Yeah, he was against Salito. That's the problem.
You're right. You're right. Salito had 13 losses. You're right. He ain't no Allen. You're right.
No. Oh, you're a hater for that.
First
of all, okay. You know what? That's fine.
Nah, it's that y'all sleeping. Listen to me.
Allen is better than Salito.
No, I'm not. Listen to me. Salito was a world champion and a two-time world champion, so we're going to leave that alone. What I'm going to say is this. The 2 opponents that I showed you Morrell for are dudes. That white dude is definitely a CO at some correctional facility. And Quentin, I don't know what Quentin does, but he probably a boiler mechanic. Lennox is in a real gym. Lennox is in a real gym with real pros, with real champions, okay? There's a 147-pounder that y'all haven't heard of yet because he got legal problems with like Real Deal Promotions. He's a welterweight out that gym. He's going to be a problem. Chris Colbert's out that gym. Hitcherson's out that gym. Big Baby, I know y'all want to hear about him. He's out that gym. Lennox is not coming to lose. If he gets smashed, Morrell's the goods, and we move on and we celebrate Morrell and we jump on a bandwagon. But I'm not jumping on no bandwagon till he smashed Lennox Allen. Because Lennox ain't no dude who was cleaning a baller last night and about to come in the ring. No, he was training. As a matter of fact, I'm about to text so I'm texting Sosa. I'm texting Sosa right now. Right now, I'm gonna find out how good it was camp.
Wait a minute. So Lennox Lewis is like the man.
Not
for
Lennox
up.
Lewis. Not Lennox Lewis.
I mean, excuse me. Yeah, I mean, whoops, Lennox Allen.
Well, who knows? Lennox Lewis might have beat him too.
No. What I mean by that, a joke on this is like, who is this guy? Like, who is he beat? Like, Derek Webster is the guy.
Yo, but who's Morrell beat? You weirdo! Oh my God!
No,
How could you say that?
No, but, okay, that's your argument, but I'm gonna tell you like, who has Derek Webster beat in the pros for me to be excited as you are? Because every time we mention somebody
Morrell beat in the pros
from that side of the pond like that, you always say, oh,
who's Morrell beat in the pros?
He's from Guyana. You know what that? Huh?
Who's Morrell beat in the pros?
Okay, now my argument, right?
All right, go ahead.
He's
1 minute. Everybody, shut up.
His amateur background. All right, he's a decorated amateur, and he's fought a lot of styles, a lot. I can't say to what Derek's done in the amateurs because he probably doesn't even have an amateur.
Who? Webster? Bro,
yeah,
that's the thing, and that's what I'm saying. When he was the underdog versus Webster, people didn't know him, and they thought highly of Webster. But Webster, I've been to club shows with Webster. We let's just see, champ. It's all good.
The boxing gods froze you.
It's all good.
Yep, they froze him.
They couldn't allow me to listen.
I hear you perfectly.
He making a fool of himself. Eject.
I hear y'all perfectly.
There we go.
He can hear us. He can hear us.
Oh,
yeah,
I know. I just.
All right. So again, look, just go with the analytics the coach Mitty gave us too. Like he's the guy that's on the come up. Like, and if you've seen
Mitty,
the two guys,
just put me down for Lennox, man. Put me down for Lennox. We wasting time. Put me. The fight is this week. The fight is Saturday.
We wasting time because you talk like the whole.
You gonna jump off the cliff with Lennox?
I got you down already a long time ago. As soon as you started speaking, I'll put you down there.
Yo, did you put Ness dying on the sword? Fell on his shield for this one? I'm Lennox all the way.
No, I mean, I won't blame you, man. You know, hey, if you don't write for you people, who's gonna write for them, man? That's all good. You know,
it's necessary.
I can appreciate that.
Talk about you having the cape on.
I'm calling Sosa right now. I'm calling Sosa right now. I want to know what's going on.
My brother goes to a fight. You know, I know he's probably in there with Terence Crawford. I'm picking my brother, man. So,
let me give you. Let me tell you what Derek Lincoln on the super chat is saying. He says Morrell's a -900 and Allen a +600 on William Hill app. Shout out to you, champion.
Yeah, that's pretty close as far as Allen goes, but I have it a little less.
Got William Hill?
No. I meant on the odds I was looking at.
That's a UK betting site.
That's
I don't know if they went up. Okay,
yeah. Okay. Listen. On the undercard is also Omar Juarez, who I've never had the privilege of seeing fight. But I have heard a lot about him. He's from the Texas area. I think he's from the Valley, if I'm not mistaken, which is really close to like Mexico.
Guys, let me get to Barrios. I think this may be him. Mario Barrios, San Antonio. Is this you, champ?
Yeah, that's me. How's it going, bro?
Oh, it's going good, man. Thank you, obviously, for taking out the time, and coming on the program, talking a little bit of boxing with us. We appreciate you. How was everything going for you? How's COVID treating you? And I guess you just got to Virgil's, right?
Yeah. I came out here to the Bay Area about 2 weeks ago. So, I mean, it's been good getting back to work and everything, man. I mean, of course, this whole COVID thing fucked everything up.
So how's life changed since winning the belt?
Oh man, it's been pretty crazy being in the spotlight back home, and I mean just in general. But I mean it's something that I dreamed of since I was a kid, and now that everything's I guess unfolding in front of me, it's still very very surreal, man. But I mean I'm enjoying the whole champ life and everything, and just trying to stay grounded, you know.
Definitely. So I'm going to steal one of my co-host questions and tell you right from the door that we're super excited for this fight with you and Ryan Cowboy Carl. We know both of them. Obviously, Carl is trained with Ronnie Shields, who we know very well. You're trained with Virgil, who we know well. And we just think it's a good fight. Unfortunately, it's not happening in Texas. But how excited are you about this particular matchup?
Oh man, I'm very excited. You know, this is one of those fights. I mean, you know, where everything, you know, is just handled as business, man. Me and Ryan, you know, we've grown up in Texas together, you know, throughout the amateurs, and I mean, you know, I could say, you know, up until, you know, the fight was announced, you know, we've been pretty good friends. But, you know, like I said, I mean, it's only business. You know, whenever we step into the ring come fight night, I mean, we're both going to go in there, you know, and do our thing. And afterwards, you know, hopefully shit's still cool. But, I mean, you know, when I'm in the ring, I'm in there with bad intentions.
Now, I'm going to follow up with that. What's going on, Mario? It's Mario Munguia here. Mario, right? Listen, I was going to ask that question, but I'm glad that Ness introduced it because I'm wondering, did y'all always know? Because I've covered y'all's fights. Y'all fought on the same cards. You know, his parents have always spoke really highly of you. You know, y'all always seem so close. But in my opinion, you always seem destined to fight. Did it feel that way, or did you hope to avoid each other as long as you could?
I mean, I was never, I guess I never really just gave it too much thought. I mean, especially since I turned pro at 124, he was always naturally bigger than me. And, but I mean, you know, as I've been moving up in the weight classes, I mean, I'm willing, you know, to face whoever, you know, whenever it comes to, you know, to fight night, you know. I knew it was going to be a matter of time, you know, before I fought somebody that I either knew or was friends with. And, you know, Cowboy, me and him, you know, have been cool, you know, since way back in the day. You know, I have tremendous respect for, you know, for his family, his parents, you know, for Ronnie especially. But, I mean, like I said, I mean, come fight night, you know, I'm have to go in there and handle business.
Now, we do know that the card, you know, originally y'all were going to be on the Charlo undercard, but Ronnie told us yesterday that y'all's fight has been moved to the October 24th card with Tank and Leo Santa Cruz. Can you tell us anything about it? You know, how did you take that news? And what was the reason for that? Because he never really shared it with us.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't know too much about, you know, what the reason was. I got a call from my manager that said that we're going to be getting moved, but, you know, it's a bigger card, and that, I mean, and it's only a month later. And, I mean, they said it's going to be in L.A. probably. So, I mean, you know, me being a fighter, I mean, I'm used to this kind of news already. So, I mean, it's kind of just like all right, cool, you know, it's a bit of a bummer, you know, because I've been waiting, you know, to get back in the ring, but 1 month isn't going to do much more.
Got you. Awesome. And have they told y'all whether you are going to be the co-main event or not for that? Because I know there was like a bunch of fights rumored that ended up getting their own bouts. Y'all are.
Yeah. So we're going to be the co-main event for the Santa Cruz and Tank.
Awesome.
Or
y'all deserve to be, man. I'm so excited for this fight.
I'm aware.
Hey Mario, my name is Mide. I'm the co-host from the United Kingdom. Very good to have you on the line, champ. And I just wanted to ask you, like, you know, what venue do you like the most, like fighting in the most? Because I've seen you at the Barclays Centers in New York on the Danny Garcia versus Keith Thurman undercard. Unfortunately, you fought a bit late. I think probably with the last fights on the night after the main event. But from your perspective, you know, what venue do you like the most, and how does the atmosphere play a part into it? I hear that you're a big draw in Texas. So.
Yeah. Well, man, but first of all, man, it's super nice to meet you. I've got to say, well, man, one of my favorite venues to fight at has been the Staples Center, but the only one that topped that one that I've been to, or that I have had the pleasure of fighting at, was the MGM Grand. I've also had 2 fights at the Barclays Center, man. That's a beautiful arena, also, man. But I think out of all the places I fought, I'd have to say I think my favorite has been the MGM Grand.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. Like, I'm sure, like, I mean, you already reached like the top, right? But as a kid growing up, that must be a dream to fight in Vegas at such like a big venue, mythical venue, right? So I can appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure. It was actually the first PBC card when Robert Guerrero had fought Keith Thurman. It was only like my 7th fight, so being there, with that type of crowd, at such an early stage of my career, I feel like it has really helped me too, develop, to the fighter I am right now, and just the person I am, and being able, to handle, the type of crowd, with that magnitude, with that many people, hearing the cheers, the boos, you really have to stay grounded, with that type of crowd.
That's great. Hey, just like a very different question, right? But how did you get to link up with Virgil, like Virgil Hunter, and what can you tell us of like the kind of like psychology that he has with his fighter? He seems to be like a very calm and collected guy that focuses a lot on the mental side of things as well, right?
Yeah, so I was introduced to Virgil from my manager, Luis de Cubas. He felt, with the style that I had and the style that Virgil teaches, that he thought that would be a good fit. So it was after my 14th or 15th fight. I just fought a title eliminator at 130 and won. But I didn't have the best performance because, it was too much on my body to make the weight. But after that fight, we came out here to the Bay Area for a week, just to see if me and Virgil's styles would work well together. And just in that week alone, man, me and Virgil, we made a really great connection, in the gym and outside the gym. But yeah, man, he's a very technical coach, but very calm, so that works well for me. I've never done good with the type of coaches that are, kind of just yelling, just hype. So being with Virgil, he helps me, like stay calm and collected whenever I'm in the fight. In the gym, you rarely hear him, raise his voice. He's always talking to, he's always making you think about what you're doing and why you're doing it, when it comes to you boxing.
Hey Mario, how's it going? It's Alex here with you. Glad to have you on the show. Just wanted to ask you, man, your last fight with Akhmedov was a rough and tough fight. A guy put a lot of pressure coming forward. Just wanted to know if you've made any adjustments in your training. Have you looked into certain styles? Not certain styles, but to combat against that type of style. And Brian being a rough and tough kind of guy, without giving us any of your game plan, have you worked on kind of nullifying some of those things that these pressure fighters bring?
Yeah, man. The last fight, it was a fucking hell of a fight, man.
Bro, it was fight of the year, man.
My whole family.
I tell you, man. Thank you for the heart and grit that you put in that fight, man.
Oh man, yeah, dude, it was fucking intense, man. My sisters, my mom, my girl, man, they were so pissed at me because it was that type of fight. But it's boxing, I knew it was only a matter of time before I got a fight like that. And unfortunately, though, it was with like Akhmedov, the only reason I say unfortunately, because going into that fight, it was a lose situation, because he only had 7 fights and people, they don't know his background. They just assume, he's just starting. So, if I would have went to that fight and knocked him out early in the round, it would have been like, he only had 7 fights. But it was a, rough and tough fight. Akhmedov, tip my hat to him any day, man. He was a hell of a warrior with me that night. But, I was able, to pull it out, in my opinion, with just the last round alone. Because, going into that last round, and in my head, I had it dead even. And but I mean, since then, you know, we look back, you know, we were working on all the mistakes I was making then. One of the main things, you know, of course, is me being the size that I am. You know, just drilling the hell out of my jab. You know, that was one thing I'd got, you know, away from in that fight with Akhmadov. You know, just getting caught up in trading punches with him. And I mean, that's one thing that I will say that we have worked on. You know, everything else, I'll stay a little bit more quiet on. You know, because like you said, I mean, can't give away too much.
Yeah, nah, I dig it, man. We're gonna go right now to the questions from the TBV fam here, all the Patreons and one of the most knowledgeable listeners that have these questions for you, man. I'm gonna go start them. The first one is coming from Sway. What's good, champ? Thanks for coming on the show. How many more fights before you move up to welterweight?
Why they trying to rush
Man,
you, Mario?
I think man, that's one of the questions I get the most. But I mean, you know, like I said, I mean, just it's because of the size that I have, you know, at the weight I'm in. Right now, you know, my focus is on the junior welterweight division. You know, I'm looking, you know, to unify, you know, and with the other current champions. So that's my goal right now. But I mean, you know, I mean, it just depends with how my body, you know, continues to grow over time. You know, I just turned 25, so I mean, up until it's too much, you know, on my body, you know, me and my team will sit down and talk about, you know, the next step, you know, which is, I mean, it's going to be moving up to welterweight. But I mean, we're gonna do, you know, the smart way. We're not gonna rush anything, and I mean, that's a whole other chapter that I'm very excited for.
Hey, Mario, you know, whilst we're on the topic of moving up to 147, and how did the sparring go with like the likes of Amir Khan? If you got to have any sparring there whilst in camp with Virgil as well, like, did that give you any confidence that you can just like definitely get into that division at some point and dominate there? Or?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, here at Virgil's, you know, I have the pleasure, you know, sparring, you know, some of the best, you know, like along with those names, you know, like Amir Khan. A lot of times, you know, I'm here sparring with Suleiman Sissoko. You know, he's become really, me and him have become really close, you know, just being over here. And he's been another fighter that has helped me out a lot.
Suleiman Sissoko, right? So,
oh wow. The French guy. So he's another great fighter. But I remember when I first got in there with Amir Khan, you know, one of the first few times that we had started sparring, it felt, you know, it was almost, you know, like a dream, you know, because I remember being a kid and, you know, watching Amir Khan, you know, when he was up and coming. And then I'm like, damn, you know, I'm in here now, you know, like sparring this dude, like we're like working together, you know, and like we're getting good work. So I mean, yeah, man, it was a huge boost of confidence, you know, in myself, you know, knowing that I got to the level where I'm sparring guys, that caliber of a fighter.
All right, real quick, I think this is more of a, it's a salute and a question, I guess. Young Tigre says, Chris Madrid's or Burger Boy? Salute, champ.
Oh, man, that's a good question.
I'm going to have to go with Chris Madrid, man.
Of course.
Burger Boy is good. Burger Boy is a little easier, you know, to get. You know, you don't have to wait as long. They opened up a few more locations back in San Antonio. But, man, Chris Madrid, though, man, all the way.
Listen, it's like Burger Boy is okay. Listen, it's a good burger. It's just kind of like a basic burger in a sense. It's great, but it's just not like Chris Madrid. I mean, they got like world-class chefs in there that could be on TV making burgers. Like that Frito pie burger, bro. That's if you're in San Antonio, yo, that's Chris Madrid is like the place. But it is a long ass line though.
Yeah, yeah, man, exactly. That's what I said. I fully agree. So like days, you know, I don't mind waiting in line or whatever. Those are the days that I'll go to Chris Madrid's. But say I'm in a rush or I just don't feel like waiting in like so long of a line, there's like 3 locations of Burger Boy back in San Antonio now. So I mean, I usually just hit up one of those.
All right, the next one's coming in from King Amin of Essex, New Jersey, which is Essex, the county. I mean, Newark, New Jersey. But he says, "Peace, champ. I've followed your career for as long as I've been listening to TBV, and so I wish you continued success. Have you had any offers for any of the top fighters to either spar or fight that you can share? Do you feel that anyone or anything is holding you back, gaining even more notoriety?"
No, as of right now, some of the other top junior welterweights, have reached out for sparring or anything. I mean, to begin with, that's my competition. So I mean, I don't think that they would be trying to reach out, to me, because I mean, I'm trying to see them, across the ring, within the next couple months. But yeah, I mean, I don't feel that anything's holding me back right now. I feel like my career, I've had tremendous success, that I'm very grateful for, and I'm very happy with the way things have gone with my career.
And besides, like, who gets higher than Amir Khan? Like, real talk, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you sparring with Amir Khan, like, who's left? Like, he could show you. I mean, that's the best work you could get, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, exactly, man. Like I said, I mean, I'm blessed, to be out here, training with Virgil. Let alone, the fighters, that, would constantly be here, in his stable every time I would come out. I mean, like I said, man, I got to work with him. Suleiman Sissoko, one of my good friends, that's always helping me out when there's no sparring, that I have. I remember one of the first times when I was coming out here to the Bay Area, I had, I was able to work with Lavan Gavami Chava, the Wolf, several times, and another dude I got to build a close relationship with. Man, there's numerous dudes, that I've had the pleasure of stepping in the ring with out here.
All right, next one's coming in from Salvador Asensio. Says, "Who is your pound for pound fighter?"
Right now, man, I'll for sure right now, in today's boxing world, man, I gotta go with Canelo. He's accomplished, the way, his style has evolved. I mean, since he's turned pro, it's been pretty outstanding. I feel like that's what every boxer dreams of, of accomplishing, what he's doing right now. And that's coming, for me, and I've never even been a big Canelo fan, but I mean, you have to respect, what he's done, for himself in the sport and outside of it.
All right, this next one's coming in from Ruin the 504. I believe that's the New Orleans area. And he says, "How has making the move out of Texas to have a full training camp with Virgil been going?"
That's been good. I mean, from the beginning, man. I'm going on like 5 years of coming back and forth, I guess, from Texas, to the Bay. So me and Virgil have had, I think, 10 successful training camps. And I mean, every time I get the call that a fight's getting scheduled, I start planning everything, to come and stay out here. I'm always very excited, just coming out here, being in the Bay Area, with the badass weather, just training with Virgil, just seeing who else is in the gym, getting ready as well. Which, by the way, there is nobody right now. It's literally just me and Virgil. But I mean, it's always good coming out here having camps with Virgil.
You got the next one coming in from John in Michigan. Says, "If you could fight one champ at 140, who would it be?"
Josh Taylor. That's the dude. I mean, he has the WBA super. That would be the belt I'd want to contend for next. And then I mean, it doesn't hurt. That he also has the IBF right now. I feel like a fight with him, it would be huge. He's a great boxer, puncher as well. I believe it'll be a great fight.
All right, this next one's coming from across the pond. George Foster in the UK says, "Who do you see as your perfect step-up fight to reach the top of the division?"
I feel like man, I'm not even really focusing on the step up fight right now. I mean, I'm just gunning for the champions currently. They're the ones that I have on my radar.
Good answer, champ. Good answer. The next one's coming from Herman Villa, and he says, "Thanks for coming on TBV, champ. Which boxer would you say you've looked up to the most or mirrored your style to match theirs?"
Man, I think that's the one thing. Me growing up, my dad too, would always tell me, and then even coming out with Virgil, they would always say, man, like don't try to be like one fighter, take bits and pieces from every fighter. But I mean, growing up, I mean, one of my favorite fighters watching was Juan Manuel Marquez. He's a very technical, Mexican boxer, which I mean, it's rare to see, but I mean, he was someone I really enjoyed watching. Just seeing, even under pressure, how technical he remained. Another fighter I really enjoyed watching was Sergio Martinez. His footwork, his movement was phenomenal. That was something I really tried to mimic when I was younger. And let me see. Thomas Hearns too. I used to watch a lot of classic boxing with my dad. Thomas Hearns, Marvin Hagler. We'll try to watch, rangy boxers, just seeing how they worked off the jab, how they moved and everything.
Hey Mario, would you say that you spend more time with Virgil or just as much time with Ward?
Nah, Ward's been real busy, since he retired and everything. So I mean, it's kind of rare whenever we see him in the boxing gym now. I for sure spend way more time with Virgil.
The reason I ask, bro, you look like Ward now. Like you do the left arm thing to kind of keep people away. The way that you pivot, I mean, it's all good. I don't have anything. I feel like, wow, so that means that's not you looking at Ward. That's how Virgil teaches. Like, I can see that. Has anyone said that? Like, they can see little Ward moves in you or no?
No, yeah, for sure. I mean, Virgil had Ward, since he was a kid, so I mean, their styles, they're almost, one together. I mean, so, when I would first come out here, when Ward would be in the gym, when I had, the pleasure of having camps that matched up, when he was getting ready for both Kovalev's fight. And I mean, Ward was always, man, a real cool dude, and man, very insightful. He was always, man, like just trying to give advice to, to all of the fighters that were in the gym. And but yeah, I think like I said, I feel like the style Virgil teaches and Andre Ward's style, the way he fights, I feel like they're just one. So I mean, there is a lot of stuff, that there is a lot of fights and tips that I have watched, from Andre Ward, that I do try to mimic, because I mean, he was able to execute so many things so well because of those little things that he did.
Nah, Ward is a beast, man. I mean, Ward in the Kovalev fight, he parried with the right and then countered with the right. And then I was watching another fight the other night, and he was blocking with the left and then countering with the left. My man's reflexes is insane, bro. It's crazy. You appreciate people more when they go on, because I don't know, I guess you get to go back and watch it. But yeah, man, he's phenomenal. But you are looking very sharp. I know the last fight wasn't the best, but man, you looking real good, man. I'm sure, winning that strap is gonna make you come back a lot better and hungrier, I would hope. But listen, we don't want to keep you any longer. I know that you're busy, and we have some other scheduled guests. Mario, I want to thank you so much for coming on. We can't wait to get you back on, especially after the win. Give out your social media for anybody who isn't following can do so, and thank you again.
Hell yeah, man. Appreciate all you guys having me. On Instagram or Twitter @boxer_body. And man, again, it's always a pleasure look forward to being back on.
All right, champ. Thank you. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. WBA champion Mario Barrios out of.
Who got that sound in the background?
That's our good friend Zach, Mystic Zach with the note.
Oh, Zach's on. Yeah, I just seen him right now.
Zach, we need some headphones on you, guy. You
guys okay?
What happened?
Nah, we hear you, Zach.
We hear you now.
Yeah, we hear you now.
But you are kind of going in and out. I don't know if you got good service.
Nah, he's in the whip right now, probably driving.
Yeah, you're probably.
Yeah, he driving.
You're gonna have to pull over, Zach. It won't work that way.
Okay, we'll pull over. Sorry.
No problem.
Give me 2 minutes.
All good, all good. How are you, man? How are you?
Right now for Jake Paul's training camp.
Oh, nice.
Uh-oh. How's he
He's over
doing?
there with
How's
Jake
he
Paul's
doing?
training
How's
camp?
he doing?
Yeah.
You ain't get run down on that raid?
No, I did not.
Uh-huh. You was throwing pads.
Hey,
I heard you was hitting the pads, and then the feds came through the gym. I seen you on your IG too. You had the hand wraps on. You even working out with him, huh?
Yeah, I'm getting trained right now by BJ Flores.
Nice.
I'm using the card
Wow, that's
right
awesome.
now. He's also yeah.
Oh, BJ's there. Tell BJ we said hello.
What was that decision to start getting work? I mean,
yeah. What made you want to step in the ring and kind of get trained?
Yeah, I wanted to get a first-hand experience as someone who talks a lot about boxing and talks a big game and really predicts a lot of fights. I just thought I could get a better insight if I myself got in the ring and started to train and things like that. I'm also going to start doing commentating for Impact Network and Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. So I thought as a commentator especially, I really need to get in my game and get in the ring firsthand and see what it's like.
Definitely.
Bro, that is awesome. Let me tell you real quick. A good friend of mine, Bart Berry from the Texas area, who writes for 15 Rounds Boxing, he told me a long time ago when he was working with the Associated Press, he said, listen, if you're going to cover the sport, you have to train it. You can't, it's not like you can't do it. It's just, it makes everything, it opens up everything. And that's been my experience for sure. So kudos to you for sure.
So Zach,
you gonna do sparring?
Not yet.
But you will though.
Yeah.
All right, champ, send us that footage. We'll break it down for you. No, I'm just playing. No, send us the footage, but.
Now, let's get into it, Zach, because for those that don't know, this is Mystic Zach, a.k.a. I Pick Wins. Sorry. And it's time to test that knowledge. We had him on, during the pandemic, and there wasn't much boxing, but now we got some fights, and we got some pretty good fights. So I definitely want to see, how you're going to be picking this week. And I guess we'll start with the UK card. Are you familiar with that?
I've been super busy. As before this, I was in Calabasas with Jake and all that. So past 3 weeks, I've been kind of grinding the boxing and stuff. So you might refresh my memory. I looked at all the upcoming Showtime cards, and I watched the Carlos Takam, Jerry Forrest, and I watched the Virgil Ortiz card and stuff like that. But
you watched that Jerry Forrest? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You had to go through that.
I was hoping that you were gonna make some picks for this week's fights.
You. What about the Showtime card? I mean, I'm sorry, the Fox card on PBC. Jamal James, Thomas Dulorme.
I haven't even.
No?
I've been so busy.
That's all right, champ.
I've been training all day. Yeah.
That's all right, champ. Listen, we think that there's some opportunities to make some money this week. I think our UK correspondent, Coach Mitty, who's on live with us right now, says Natasha Jonas is a pretty decent pick in terms of getting your money for the bet. She's coming in as an underdog. And Thomas Dulorme is a -2, but that's a pretty close fight. So, it's almost even money. I think you're getting like half a point on Thomas Dulorme. But the David Morrell, Lennox Allen, is the one that, we're talking about for real, because Allen's at the least a 4-1 dog. And he has the most experience. I mean, David Morrell, even though there's a lot of hype behind him, he's only had 2 professional fights, Ness, right?
Yeah.
So what would you say to somebody who is thinking about betting on a guy like David Morrell, who there's a lot of hype behind, from Cuba, 22 years old, but he's going in against a guy in Lennox Allen who's beaten a guy like Derek Webster, but he's 35. He has plenty of experience. It's kind of like we're likening it to the Lomachenko-Salido thing, right? Lomachenko's a beast, a lot of hype. He came in, he fought a guy who knew how to fight the pro style and then won, not because he was the better boxer, but because he was the better fighter in the ring with the better plan. But, what advice just blindly? I mean, obviously you're not giving a pick, but in those situations when you have a guy who hasn't fought as much but is a big hype versus a guy who is the underdog but has fought a lot or experience.
Is there gonna be fans there in England?
No fans.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you see that in boxing a lot. Obviously, a lot of established amateurs get a late start, especially Cuban guys. Obviously Rigondeaux, Luis Ortiz turn out to be great pros. But not all of them translate to the pros exactly right. And when you have a veteran getting in there and who's had a lot of experience and can really do some things, especially on the inside, the real experienced guys will be able to get in there and mix things up real well. Is this a 6-round fight?
This is actually going to be a 12-round fight for a vacant WBA interim super middleweight title.
And his third fight ever, he's going
Yes. Yes. But hey, but Zach, you got to be careful what you say because Ness is about to mortgage the house so that he can put all the money on Allen. So, just be careful.
That's crazy to fight a 12-round fight in your third fight.
Listen, maybe we should reschedule. I thought you was gonna be ready. I mean, we were. Do you have something? Well, you just said something about I guess bare knuckle and Impact. Go ahead and make that announcement when you're officially gonna be, I guess, commentating. But we kind of were looking for those picks. So if you ain't ready, champ,
I've got some picks for the Showtime cards coming up though, and I want to talk about the Mike Tyson card and the Jake Paul fight and all that. But yeah, I'm going to be doing commentating for the Impact Network September 19th and September 26th. And the second card is the Don King card with Trevor Bryan and Chris Lovejoy. They're going to go at it. And then I'm going to be doing commentating and interviews for Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Hopefully Shannon Briggs makes his debut sometime this year.
Nice. So you wanted to discuss, you said Mike Tyson and Roy Jones?
Yeah, I want to talk about that card and all the upcoming Showtime cards, and obviously Spence is fighting Danny Garcia in a huge fight, and then
you ready to make your pick for Spence Garcia already?
And Charlo Rosario too?
And obviously the big Charlo card, the two Charlo brothers going at it in the same card.
Yeah. All right, well let's listen. Let's start with the Tyson Jones first.
Mitty, put him on the list.
In a situation where
let's see how right he is.
In a situation where in a situation where we don't even really know what the fight is gonna be because of so much talk about can they go for knockouts, are they gonna stop it if it gets too aggressive and violent, how do you make a pick in something like that, especially when there's no winners, like, right? Because they're not gonna have judging, right?
No judges.
Yeah.
So unless you're like on the inside camp of Mike Tyson, you really know what his plan is. That'd be about it. Is he gonna go for the Iron Mike knockout? He did an exhibition in 2006, I believe, and he didn't go, super crazy going for a knockout. So,
Zach, how do you make money on that though? Like, who's offering a line, and how can they offer a line if there's no decision? Like, so are the bets gonna be like, is Mike gonna do something crazy and let's bet for that, or like,
I think it would be. I think it would get a refund if it went to the judges' score. I'm assuming if it went all the way. But if you're looking at who has a better chance of getting a knockout, I don't think Roy Jones Jr. is going to knock Tyson out.
I agree.
And Roy Jones Jr. has been very chinny as of late. So I definitely think for Tyson in that bet. I think he's like a 2-1 favorite, and I would parlay that with Jake Paul, who's I think.
Jake is going through some issues right now, man. He's not even. How's he gonna train when he's got all these issues going on?
Could be a distraction too.
Jake Paul's
huge distraction.
He's sparring twice a week, and he's really getting. Guys are leaking. Like they're not finishing the sparring.
Who's he sparring?
Like that?
Who's he sparring?
He's sparring guys with a lot of amateur experience, pro guys. Everyone's been over 210 pounds. He's looking phenomenal.
Have you seen Nate
I
Robinson?
seen a clip.
I seen him hit the pads. He looks pretty similar to me.
What? Really? You saying because he looks really good or because he looks really bad?
Zach is trying to sway the betting odds. He's trying to sway the line. You're trying to sway the line.
Supernatural athlete, but he's just not there technically. He's not even turning his foot on his left hooks.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie though. Nate Robinson is a former basketball player with tons of pro experience, and he's not going to be blinded by the lights. I mean, Jake's been in a pretty big situation himself, but I just feel like Nate is such a live dog. If they give me enough on my money, I'll take that underdog. Like, they give me like a 4 to, or like, I probably won't get to 4 to 1, but anything like hit 3 to 1, I'm taking it.
Yeah, I'm guaranteeing Jake Paul finishes Nate Robinson.
What? Guaranteed?
Missed exact prediction. I don't do many picks. I'm very selective, but I haven't put out the video yet. But on the Boxing Voice podcast, I guarantee Jake Paul finishes this fight.
Whoa.
Cool. Just a quick question, Zach, on the topic of Jake Paul. Have you heard of any rumors of like him having some kind of like internet back and forth with a UK guy, like a UK kind of like millionaire called Joe Fournier? And he's trying to set up that fight. Yeah, so Joe. I know Joe personally too also.
Yeah, I've had some talks with Joe at a Fifth Street Gym in Miami.
Yeah.
And right now he's in Mykonos.
Yeah, he's
Joe's
in Greece.
a little bit at a date because he's asking to fight Jake in September, and Jake has a fight in September. But I think after Jake fights Nate, and then he's going to fight probably KSI if he gets through Nate, then I think Joe's a real option because obviously he's got the money to put up for it.
Yeah, they've got a $2 million bet on it, I think, right? So that seems to be the story at least.
That's a big story in the UK. Huh?
Yeah.
People that don't know, Joe Fournier is actually an 8-0 pro, and he was ranked at one point, right? I don't know how legitimate that was, but he's got a lot of experience boxing, a lot more than Jake. So that would be a real interesting fight.
Yeah, no, that's a good observation. Yeah, man.
So what about the Charlo card? Because a lot's been made of Charlo Rosario. The I guess argument seemed to be that either it's a close fight that Charlo wins, or it's a blowout and Charlo wins. But I think Rosario's a live dog.
Definitely. I mean, Rosario, very live dog. I think it's super fun to have both the Charlo twins on the same card.
Mm-hmm.
I love that pairing. And Rosario, I mean, we've seen there's kind of like a merry-go-round in that division with Jared Hurd, Julian Williams, Rosario, the Charlo brothers. I mean, if you go by boxing math, then you'll try to pick, but that doesn't really work. As we know, styles make fights. And I haven't gotten to make a total analysis, but both fights are really, really interesting.
So you're gonna show us how to make money when that fight gets closer, right?
Of course, champ.
Wait a minute, Zach. I'm about to hook off on Zach metaphorically. You don't want to pick this week. Then you say you want to pick the big fight, and you don't want to pick the big fight either. What in the hell? What are we picking here?
I'll give it analysis. I don't necessarily pick every fight, but I'm leaning towards both the Charlo brothers.
All right, Chad. So what else you got for us?
Obviously we got Errol Spence versus Danny Garcia.
Oh wow, yeah, that's a good one. You ready to pick on that one or no?
I mean, if Errol Spence is who he was before, then I've got Errol Spence. And obviously, I don't exactly know the accident has affected him. I heard he's the exact same, but I can't be positive. But I think Errol Spence. I just want to talk about how Terence Crawford is above Errol Spence in every single pound-for-pound ranking, and is widely regarded as the better boxer. But Errol Spence seems to be the one stepping up and taking much harder fights against much more quality opponents.
Yeah, that is something people say around here a lot. But we got to wait for Top Rank to make that fight for Terence, man, to I guess, get an opportunity to prove himself, so to speak.
Is there a way to lay out the argument for Crawford being a top 3 pound-for-pound guy? As I always see he is.
You said what?
Is there really an argument, like as far as like based off who he's fought, to make Terence Crawford like a top 3 pound-for-pound guy, you think?
Yeah, I mean, when you become undisputed, it's kind of hard, not to be mentioned in those, amongst those names. You know, you're undisputed, and he won multiple division titles. So yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
his best one. I mean, great fighter. He might beat Spence if they fight. He's one of the most skilled fighters in boxing, one of the most talented for sure. Definitely the best at switching stances in the sport of boxing. I mean, he used to go to my dad's gym. I love him as a fighter. He's very entertaining, but I just like the Amir Khan fight, and then I don't know. I would love to see him fight Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, I mean, he would love to fight Manny Pacquiao. The problem is, does Pacquiao want to fight him?
Is that a money fight for Pacquiao?
I mean, without audiences, I don't think there is money fights.
Yeah. I mean, on the pay-per-view, do you think, is Terence Crawford really a pay-per-view draw? I don't think he is.
They say, I mean, that's my argument. I say what you say, but, you know, they also say you need the right dance partner. He hasn't gotten that yet. So, you know, hopefully it'll be like, you know, a Gennady-Canelo thing where together they make good numbers, but Gennady separately didn't do good numbers.
Yeah, that's a good, okay. And I have a tremendous amount of respect. I mean, obviously, and then we got the Gervonta Davis-Leo Santa Cruz fight.
Yeah,
Leo Santa Cruz taking a huge risk fighting Gervonta Davis, a guy who a lot of people consider to be much bigger and stronger.
Yeah, yeah. How do you got that fight? You picking Gervonta? I'm assuming, right?
That's
the
what I
bigger
was
guy.
I've got Tank by KO.
Oh, KO. KO.
Yeah, I think he finished that fight as long as he doesn't miss weight or something. I mean, which could happen.
KO. Write them down, Mitty. You writing these down? Write that down. KO. That's.
I mean, you know, those fights are too far away. Like we're gonna do we're gonna record everything on the week before, man. So.
Yeah. That's. Huh?
Is that fight a 135 or 130?
130. Tank got to get back down.
That's a big weight cut for Tank. It shouldn't be, but it seems like it is. Because he's not that naturally huge. You know, he's obviously a shorter guy, but he's been struggling to make the weight lately. But I think Tank Davis is probably the most talented guy in boxing, or one of.
Yeah.
Tremendous talent.
That's another guy needs an opponent to prove it.
Yeah, Devin Haney, that's the fight. Devin Haney versus Tank Davis.
That's a fight. Devin, everyone seems to be in the same situation, man. Boxing kind of sucks right now if you think about it. Everyone needs that fight to prove themselves, you know what I mean? Like, obviously, Tank is proven with the Beltraza, but it's been a long time. He's almost like Danny right now. Like, what have you done for me lately? And then, you know, same thing for Leo. He's done so good with Abner and Frampton, but it's like, all right, those were smaller guys. How are you going to do with a big guy like Tank? Devin, same thing. You know, he looks good, but he ain't fought nobody. You know what I mean? So it's everybody got that. I like to say that it's very difficult to be a fighter with two A-level wins, right? 2 elite level wins. It's very hard to be a Manny Pacquiao that beat, let's say, a Thurman, and he beat like who else was in their prime when he beat him? Cotto. You know, even though there was a little catch weight there, but you know, it's hard to do that. Like, you know,
Ricky Hatton.
Oh, yeah, he beat Ricky. But did he beat him first? I thought Floyd beat him first.
No, he beat him after, but that doesn't mean that he was outside his prime. He was just like coming off the Floyd loss. But, you know.
Well, exactly. I mean, you're coming off a loss. Like, Porter's coming off a loss,
it's okay.
So he's getting Formella. He's not getting Crawford, right? Even though we
it's
wanted
right,
it.
Though, but
Even though we wanted it.
You're outside your prime, though, right? So that doesn't mean that you passed it.
It doesn't make you
against,
it doesn't make you at your best either, though.
Yeah, probably not.
Losing to Floyd, to me, is no. I don't fault anyone for that.
Of course, man. But like Manny just like slapped him bad. Yeah. But that was sad.
Andy obviously an amazing performance against a drained De La Hoya.
Yeah.
But
that still was impressive to me. I don't discredit Manny for that because that was still very impressive. Like, I was shocked. You know what I mean? I was shocked. I didn't think he was gonna do it the way that he did it. You know what I mean? So it still was a great fight to me to watch. But Zach, I want to thank you obviously for your time, champ. We will get you on when these fights get closer, and you can get, I guess, better detailed. And when is your first commentating date again?
So my debut should be September 19th on Impact TV.
And that is the Lovejoy Trevor Bryan card?
That's the next week, the 26th.
Which one is the 19th? Who's fighting on that one? Do you know?
We're going to get the details soon.
Oh.
I don't know if it's big as Trevor Bryan versus Chris Lovejoy, but should be. And yeah, Impact TV has some really nice signings. I don't know if I can reveal them yet, but they signed a big heavyweight.
So not Chris Lovejoy and Trevor Bryan.
This guy, I consider a lot better than Chris Lovejoy and Trevor Bryan. But.
Is he coming from the eastern side of the world?
We're going to play 21 questions.
Just say that. Just tell me that.
You owe us, Zach. Zach, you owe us. Is he from the East Coast or the West Coast?
No. Is he from the eastern hemisphere of the world? That means is he coming
What's his social?
No comment, but...
He said, what's his social? Mario, that was fire.
He's got what?
I think he's a top 10. If I had to make...
Oh, so it's Big Baby. So they gave Big Baby a chance, huh? So it's Big Baby? It's Big Baby.
I think this guy...
It's Daichko. No.
Who? It's not Big Baby?
It's not Big Baby. This guy's a lot more skilled than him, in my personal opinion.
And he's a top 10 heavyweight, or he's gonna be? What are you saying
He's a top 10 heavyweight in my estimation.
But he's not ranked right now as top 10.
He is.
What? Zach. You just earned yourself not to leave yet. We're not gonna let you go till we figure this out. Who is this guy? I'm pulling up the rankings, gentlemen. Let's get to work.
Oh, it's Oscar Rivas.
Oh, Oscar Rivas. That is a good name. Who's he? No, he's with.
Oscar.
No, but he's
He
with.
made me some money in the past.
He's with Yvonne Michelle though. He's with Yvonne Michelle. So I don't know.
Yeah, but what does that matter?
You know what? No, you know what? They do need a network. They do need a network. They don't have anybody.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What does it matter if it's with Yvonne? Because Yvonne don't have a network.
No, I know, but remember Oscar.
Who got dropped by Eddie? Like Michael Hunter.
Oh, Michael Hunter.
Oh, Michael Hunter.
And that's right. You're in Vegas, right? Aren't you in Vegas?
Said he was in Vegas.
Las Vegas.
You are returning.
I'm a body language expert. I saw
he's returning to Vegas. Yeah.
You know,
it better be Hunter. It better be Hunter because Impact needs something like that. But the thing is that who they gonna put Hunter to fight? I guess he could fight Trevor Bryan and Chris Lovejoy. But anyway, Zach, give out your social media and let's get you back on when these fights get a little closer. I want to thank you, obviously, for dropping that news right there. You give big heavyweight signing. I'm going to have to call Steven right now. I'm going to like, I'm going to text Steven right now. Yo, who the heavyweight you signed? Steven.
You can find me on Instagram at iPickWins, and you can find me on my website, iPickWins.com. It's great to be. I can't wait to be here for the big fights and really get to debate who's going to win these big fights.
All right, champ. We caught you cruising. You was cruising right now, but appreciate you anyway.
I hope the audio quality was okay.
Nah, it was good.
Yeah, it was good. Once you stopped, it looked like it got better. I don't know if you're driving again, but it was all right.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Nah, no problem. Listen, so you said bet Jake Paul by knockout. You said stoppage.
Jake Paul stopped Nate Robinson.
Yeah,
you stopped him.
Yo, not for nothing, yo, Ness. Listen, Jake really loves what he's doing, and so.
Listen. Jake Paul by knockout, fucking early. Bet the bank on it. I'm telling you right now. This shit, 9 minutes. I guarantee.
Let's go, champ.
BJ Flores. There you go. Zach, man, thank you so much, Mystic Zach. Give out that social media.
Yeah, at iPickWins on Instagram and then iPickWins.com.
All right,
Let's go,
Zach.
champ.
Thank you again. Let's go, champ. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Mystic Zach. It gives us about 7 minutes. I'm going to get Sosa on, man. And, this is going to go a little later, so, hey. But I'm interested now in this Lennox Allen fight. So let me call. We only going to have 7 minutes for Sosa. They about to start camp right now. They about to start camp right now on.
Oh, but like, I mean, you're gonna ask Sosa if his guy is gonna do well. What do you
Why you
expect
hating?
him to
Why
tell
you
you?
hating? You a hater.
No,
You a hater.
what do you expect him
You
to
a
tell
hater.
you?
Hey,
No, my
yo.
guy not winning that fight.
Yeah, but when,
Come
but,
on,
when,
man.
but when Mitty's up here caping,
Exactly.
Yeah, no, but like
He
I
could
mean,
come
like
on and
that's
start
me
telling us how
caping.
his French guy's gonna do
Listen,
something, but now I'm trying to call a trainer
yeah,
and
but
he
that's
hating.
me. That's me caping, not his trainer. His trainer has to cape for him. If he doesn't, man, I think
You a
we have to
hater.
fire him
You a
before the
hater,
fight
dog.
starts,
You
man.
a hater.
You know, you know. So,
You a
come
hater
on,
right
man.
now, man. I'm calling him. I
Hey
don't want to hear
Sosa,
that.
how is your fighter gonna do? Is he gonna lose or what? Yeah, come
Morrell
on.
is keeping his hands down when training. He might get hit.
Sosa. Sosa.
Hello?
Yo, what up?
What's up, Nestor?
You live,
What's
all
up,
right?
Nestor?
What's up? We live. Listen, so
All right, what's up?
what's up with this guy David Morrell and Lennox Allen, man? They trying to sleep on us, champ. I don't like it. 2-0, 2-0, and he think he could step up.
Yeah.
What's going on, bro? Why they trying to sleep on Lennox like this?
I don't know, but that's the funny thing about boxing, man. I'm telling you, some guys kill themselves for years to go up those rankings, and then a young kid comes up 2-0, and then 2-0, and then his 2-0 fights are guys against bums, not even above average guys, and all of a sudden he gets ranked number 3 in the world. I mean, that's totally wrong. But you know, a fight is a fight. You don't underestimate nobody. I mean, you know, with in boxing with 10-ounce gloves, anybody can get hurt. But we're ready. We're more than ready to go. Lennox is in one of his best shapes, so we're ready to go.
Who you guys using for sparring? Because this dude looking like a big puncher. He's a southpaw too.
Mostly we had like Gary Starks guys. I forgot the guy's name. Ivan and those Russian names kill me. But we used like 2 or 3 guys.
Ivan Hetrov and Sergey Devinchenko.
I don't even know. I can't tell you the truth. I can't remember the names, but they were lefties, and we got good work. And
The
in
Ukrainian
New York,
guys?
during those times, it was like, yeah, they are. Huh?
You use the Ukrainian guys? Because I seen on your Instagram Nikita Abali took a picture next to Dervinchenko.
Yeah, well, Devinchenko once in a while when we needed it, but mostly it was all lefty because Devinchenko's not lefty.
You right. So we ready is all
But
I'm
yeah,
asking,
we
though.
definitely got good work. Oh yeah, he's ready. He's ready. He knows that this fight is going to change his life, and you know the money's coming after this fight. Even though, like I said, when they offered this fight, I was like, wait, the guy's 2-0. I mean, then I looked him up. I mean, he does have a good amateur background, good.
How many
WSB
amateur
background,
fights he got?
But, like maybe not even 200 around there. But still, I mean, what people don't know, the amateurs is one thing, the professional level is a different animal. And some guys might look terrific 3-4 rounds, but everybody knows that when it comes to 12 rounds, after that 6 rounds, that's when the fight starts. That's when you know if you're a professional or not.
Yo, so how is this gonna be different? You know, when's the last time Lennox faced a southpaw? Because now it's southpaw versus southpaw.
Well, the last time we fought was with Webster.
Was Webster a southpaw too? I knew him, but he was a southpaw?
Yeah, he was a southpaw. Tall one too. Okay. He was like 6'4", long.
So obviously.
And what people don't know about Lennox, so he.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I said what people don't know about Lennox, man. Yo, he's a lefty, a crafty lefty, fast. He has more than a above average power. I mean, if that guy comes in confident, Lennox is gonna put him out. I mean, Lennox could hit hard for that division.
Listen, I seen him spar on Big Baby, and at first I thought it was a joke till it got like they was really sparring. So, but that's headgear, and you know that's the gym, and he's a little bit old now. How is he? Is he 35? How old is he?
Lennox is 34.
34. Has he been in the gym since the Webster? Because it's been a minute since y'all got in the ring, man. We talking about...
Yeah, the only thing with...
Last year, February 15th, Sosa? Come on, tell me this guy's been really sparring or staying in shape like Crawford.
He's been in the gym. Believe me, he's been in the gym. He's one of those gym rats. He probably don't take off.
Hey, so let me ask you a question real quick.
Last one, Mario. Last one.
All right, go ahead.
I'm invested in y'all. You understand? Like when I met you, all your guys was amateurs, and now everybody is pros, and you know I know Lennox, and he's been waiting to get his out. It's like I was telling him, you got a welterweight that's waiting to get out of a contract so he could finally shine. So like this is Lennox's time to shine. Is just coming late in his career. And I hope you guys are, you know, making sure he's 100% for this one because I'm hyping him up.
Oh, yeah, we definitely had a great camp. He's in one of his best shapes of his boxing career. And we're ready to go 15 rounds if it needs to go. But, yeah, he's definitely ready to go. He's hungry. He knows this fight's going to change his life. And he's going to do his job.
Yo, Sosa, let me ask you a question because earlier when we were on, we were liking it to like Lomachenko-Salido situation. And the fact that y'all have the experience and this kid's 2-0, do you think that it's an obvious route or tactic to rough him up, make it uncomfortable? Basically, are we going to see a bunch of veteran tactics? Is that the smart route?
Of course. I mean, that's what we're planning. I mean, we plan to take him later on to the later rounds. I mean, like I said, people are going to look great first 2-3 rounds because he's younger, faster, and all that. But the real fight starts after that 5th, 6th round. Then that's going to show if you're in shape, if you could take a shot, and if you're going to be able to last the other 6, 7 rounds. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be a test for him because, believe me, he fought a lot of WSB fights, but the WSB fights are only 5 rounds. After 5 rounds, you're done.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and this is 12 rounds. And the 2 professional fights he had win what? 1 round?
Bro,
so,
2 rounds.
I mean,
the
he's
people
definitely
he fought. Man, who are those dudes he fought? You seen the first guy he fought? Come on, man. My man looked like a bouncer. He like a bouncer at a movie theater.
Nestor is like we say it. Nestor, it's like we say in Spanish. He fought basura.
Straight basura, man. Bro, listen to me. Tell Lennox to feel disrespected. He gotta feel disrespect. He gotta get mad. This is bullshit. Use me as a stepping stone.
You tell him yourself.
Put him on the phone. He ducked my last interview. I'm about to check my calendar.
He's right here. Go ahead.
I'm about to check my calendar so I can let him know exactly when he ducked my last interview.
What up, Lennox? You getting ready, champ?
I'm ready. I'm ready to go, man.
Yo, so do you feel disrespected? Like, yo, they putting me in against a 2-0 guy, or you feel like, yo, they giving me my shot? Like, this is my shot.
Lennox, I'm here now. Hold on, I'm here now. March 20th, dog. It took us what, 5 months to get you? Yo, word is born. You better win this fight. I swear, 5 months to get you on this show.
I apologize, my man. I'm bad with the interview.
Listen.
I apologize, but you guys got me here now, so you could ask me whatever you want.
Well, my thing is this. I feel upset for you. I feel disrespected for you. How they think that you are some stepping stone for some guy who's 2-0? Did you even see this guy's record? Like the guys he fought? Did you see their picture? How they look? You seen them?
Look, listen. They think this guy is the next whatever, but that's what I got to do. Prove them wrong on Saturday night.
But Lennox, are you ready? Because you've been out for a year. Your last fight is Derek Webster, which I picked. You was an underdog then, and I picked you.
Which was an upset win.
You was an underdog then, and I picked you. I keep telling people they sleeping on you, but you gotta stay ready. Tell me you got a full camp for this one. No girl problems, no kids, nothing. Everything good?
No. Everything good. I don't have the women,
Lennox,
I try to keep that shit on the low. I don't mix.
You lying, Lennox. You know how many times I interview fighters and they say we always go into a fight with something hurt. You telling me your ribs don't hurt, your muscle, nothing, you good, 100? Who goes into a fight 100%, Lennox? Come on.
Bro, why you trying to
me,
give him?
I promise you. Not even one of my toes hurt. I swear to God.
Go,
I'm good to
champ.
go.
A la David Hay.
I'm good to go.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yo, Nestor,
listen,
I bring those.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I said just bring them as a surprise because we were gonna go straight to training, but I said let me bring them in so he can answer some questions.
Yo, that's what's up. We appreciate that very, very much. You know, I would just ask one more. Anybody else got a question then before I go? I was just gonna ask one more.
No,
Good.
just go
Okay.
for it. Yeah, go
Okay.
for it.
So, listen, Lennox. I asked Sosa about this, and what I want to know is going in there, you're gonna try to take him into deep rounds. But the fact that you don't have a lot of footage on him, like you don't know tendencies, doesn't that make him dangerous as well? You have the experience over him, but doesn't the lack of knowledge that you have on him, isn't that like a dangerous part of it, or am I just bugging?
No, I think you're just bugging. I think you're just bugging. That's all in you. That's all in you.
All right, hey, fair enough, man.
I just see
That's good.
Listen,
I
we just wanted to check in.
To fight and man, we appreciate it.
All right, guys, we gotta go. We gotta go train.
Yeah, I know.
Sir.
Yeah. Thank you, man. I know you told me 9 o'clock you had to get ready, but thank you again, Lennox, man. Good luck. Get mad. Don't let these dudes use you, man. They think you Salido. They think you Salido and he's Lomachenko. You better show them you are Salido. Show them you are Salido.
They're gonna find out different, my man.
I hope so.
You see me work.
Yo.
You know what I'm capable of.
FYI, you're a plus 700 champ. If you want to tell somebody just put something on you, if you believe in you, plus 700. But we'll look to get you back on.
Put you to sleep.
We look to get you back on after the fight. Ariano, gracias, Lennox. Wish you the best. I can't wait for you to win so you can take me somewhere in Jamaica. Show me the real Jamaica. But yo, later.
All right, brother. Later.
All right. Bruh. Yo, sleeping on my mans. We coming for everything.
Isn't he from Guyana?
Oh, I thought
Yeah,
it was
he's
Jamaica.
from Guyana. I don't know.
Oh, shit.
I signed it off as not just being super excited for it.
Oh, I just box wrecked him earlier when we
Yo,
started talking about Guyana, right?
Yo, that's a dope blooper though. That's a dope blooper.
That's a funny blooper. Yeah,
Listen.
Hey, he's a cool guy. He just said, yeah, no problem.
Yeah. He's like, yo, get me off the line with these crazy
turned
guys.
around to Arialo as I said.
Yo, he said I ain't putting $1 on Allen. You're crazy. I'm gonna put you to sleep.
Yo, no, do me. You know what happened? He turned around to Sosa and he was like, "This did he just say Jamaica? Man, that's why I haven't been on in 5 months. Get that." Yo, that was hilarious, bro.
Yo, let me see. Yo, we gonna run through this now because we've been on.
All right.
We've been on. What else we got? So we stopped at Lennox Allen and never got to Omar Juarez, which I don't know. Willie Shaw, never heard of him.
Omar Juarez, watch Omar Juarez. He's from the Texas Valley area. I think, I don't know where, but in the Valley in Texas. He's. I've heard a lot of really good stuff about him.
Yo, is he gonna win? Yes or no?
Yes, he's gonna win. He's gonna win.
So we're going for Juarez, and then the last one. Who is this?
Next fight. Next fight. Luke.
Like
Lucas Santa Maria. That's Javier Caputillo's fighter, but Mikhail Fox is friend of the show. He Alante's father. Alante's
Mikhail
brother.
Fox is trained by
his father.
Twin Towers.
Is anybody his father?
Okay. Then I didn't know who it was. He was trained by. I thought he was trained by somebody else. I
ain't going to Guyana. Damn, I said Jamaica. That's gonna look horrible.
Yo, so the show's got to go with. So the show's got to go with. So this show's gotta go with Lucas. Mitty, it was all right. It was funny though, so we all good. Yo, so we gotta go with Lucas then to support.
Well, this is a tough one. Look, we got to put something on paper. So Javier knows he's the underdog. We told him that when we had him on. So I'm going with Mikel Fox because I told him he's good. Like, you sure your guy is ready for him? So you know what I'm saying? Like, I hope we still gonna be friends. You know, if Lucas Santamaria, let's see what he is in terms of an underdog.
That's what I was about to look up.
But take my pick.
I've got Fox. Yeah, I've got Fox too.
Wow, Santa Maria.
22.
Bruh, they got Fox as a minus 2,000 and Santa Maria. Santa Maria is a plus 1,100.
You're talking about.
I got my money on Santa Maria.
You know what? Mitty put me on Santa Maria too. I'm going with Fam. I'm going with Fam, right?
Is that because of the interview? Like, because he did a good job. I remember the interview, right? So Javier did a good job of just like telling us that the kid is for real, and it could really be for real. But just like, again, if you're gonna go with like the cold facts and just what it looks like on paper, and also knowing that like Fox is not like doesn't have like an overly inflated like record, right? In terms of experience, it has like double the amount of fights, and it has like some like competition at this, like we know that 2 or 3 fights that we can just say, yeah, okay, that's a good fight, that's a tough fight. So I'm going for him just for that reason. I just don't know the kid except from hearing from Javier that he's a real one, and hopefully I'll watch
Fox.
it. I'll watch
Fox,
it and see. Yeah, man. So we got like Mario and Dumi for Santa Maria, and then Ness and myself for Fox. All right, cool.
Rich Kid, you always right, man. He always knows what I'm thinking, you see? I said Jamaica because I was thinking of Lennox. I got confused. Lennox Lewis, Lennox Allen. You know what happens. One's Guyana, one's from Guyana, the other's from Jamaica. It's like,
hey, Rich Kid, this is for you.
Nah, we're just gonna let it go, man. That's all good. Like that's a possible explanation. That's good.
Yes.
So moving on, we got Vito Minilecki. I'm taking him in the A side. This is only a 6-round fight, developmental. And Luis Peña versus Michael Coffey. They trying to play my man Coffey. Why they ain't got his name first? Put me for Mike Coffey for the upset, since they want to put him on the right-hand side. Like he don't belong on the left side because he the A side. Yo, they disrespecting my peoples this weekend, huh? Oh, y'all got something against Nest picks, huh? Okay.
So you've got Vito and Coffee, right?
Hell yeah.
I've got Vito too, but I don't know.
Yo, that sounds like an actual coffee too. Like you get at Starbucks.
For the rest of that though.
Yo, you going to that Starbucks to get that Vito coffee? No.
Yo, Vito Minilecki is a little phenom right now. He been KOing cats, but obviously it's all developmental, like Ness said.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm just taking the A sides after that. Like everybody A side, David Morrell, Jamal James, Omar Juarez. The only one I'm taking B side is Santa Maria.
So who's the A side? Who's Mike Polite Coffee fighting? So I can just put it down. Like, so let me see.
He's fighting Luis Peña.
And who's the A side? Mike or
Peña?
Peña? Okay, so we're getting Peña.
Damn, he said Peña.
I'll take Peña. I mean, I'm gonna be real. I don't know who he is. Like, I mean, I looked him up. Man, I think it was this past weekend, if I'm not mistaken, just to familiarize with myself because I thought I knew who he was. Then I looked him up and I was like, bro, I don't know who this dude is. Like, because I don't even know if I found the right Luis Peña, to be honest with you. Because
I sent y'all the tape. What you mean? Shout out to Lawrence Williams on Facebook. He put me on. Was that
you?
Bro, that's me. I sent you the tape.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Bro, I'm a true boxing fan. I sent these guys the tape and the box rec. Like, what more you want? What more you want?
I saw it, champion.
Polite putting this dude to play the soundbite. Come on. Come on,
you mean?
man.
I'm gonna put you to sleep.
Exactly. He better. He switched trainers. This is gonna be interesting. He switched trainers to some guy that we don't really know like that. Limited experience, but has some, few big names, but they in Florida. This is what I do like, that they went to Florida where it's hot.
So you give him no chance against
Pena got no. I showed you the fight. Pena got no shot. I'm picking. Let me see if Polite on the line. I'm about to make a.
Listen, he's 6-0 with
tomorrow,
6
bro.
knockouts. Okay, he's 6-0 with 6 knockouts.
That's Mike Polite.
No, that's Luis Pena.
No. Really? I thought Pena was 9-0.
Yeah, Mike Coffey is 9-0 with 6 knockouts from the Brooklyn, New York area.
Yeah, former Marine.
34 years old.
Former Marine.
Former Marine, 34 years old.
Beat Nkosi Solomon.
Luis 25.
Beat Nkosi Solomon in New York Golden Gloves.
That's a good ass win.
Know what I'm saying?
Oh, in the Golden Gloves.
Know what I'm saying?
Listen.
Sparred with Big Baby. Sparred with Adam Kovnacki.
Yeah. Look, I feel you. All I'm saying is that I'm going with the A side just because I don't really even know who to pick.
So you going with Lewis?
We shouldn't even pick that. Yeah, I'm going with Lewis then.
Because
I'm just going with the A side.
He disrespectful. Bro. He not only disrespectful to Mike Polite Coffee, he disrespectful to me as your co-host, giving you the inside scoop. You going against the grain. Word is born. That's right. We're 704 at now. Put the bet up now. Put the bet up now. 704. I put the house on Polite. Put the house on Polite.
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah. Polite's the bigger heavyweight. This guy, Luis
Man,
Pena.
Listen, Ness. You can't put the house. Ness, you can't put the house on Polite. You already lost the house with Allen, so yeah.
Allen fight ain't even happened yet.
He's saying though.
Flippity flipper.
Bro.
Yo, I love the chat. Earthquake said Nkosi on the milk carton. He is though.
Yo, we do have some super chats real quick. Ness, check if I missed any. Boxing expert put this while Zach was on. Ness, how I get an interview too? LOL.
Is he a boxing expert too?
Yo, he's boxing expert. That's his name.
He could get on. Like he could get on.
Then yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you get the joke.
We give everybody a shot, man.
Listen, Bruce Lee.
I reached out to Steve Cunningham and was like, yo, I see you selling the shirts to get your kids to the Sugar Bird. You want to get on the show to promote it? Like, I didn't have any other reason to get him on the show. It was just for that. And obviously, I did a well-rounded interview where you didn't know that. But, like, I wanted to see him get his kids to the tournament.
Listen, you're a good dude for that. Real quick, let me get to Bruce Lee's super chat real quick. It is a $10 super chat from Bruce Lee. Says, if Tyson go more than 3 rounds, Roy will shock the world. In parentheses, he says, jabs, all caps. My money is on Mike Tyson. Shout out. Wilder in 3 versus Fury 3. Oh, wait. Wilder in 3 versus Fury 3. He fresh now. So I think he's saying he's going to knock him out in 3 rounds in the 3rd fight.
You got a super chat from Derek Lincoln. I don't know if you guys got to that, but Derek, I think, is from New Jersey. Says Morrell is a -900. Allen is a +600 on William Hill app.
Yes, you did say that one, actually.
No, I never said that. I never said that. But
he got a...
Ken Stone.
Let me come back quickly.
Go ahead, Vinny.
Like, to be honest, like, I mean, I know it was a little bit of a strange interview, but you have to credit like an 18-year-old guy just doing his thing, man. That just for that.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing his thing.
Exactly. I wasn't doing anything like that at 18, man. But it wasn't.
Oh, he's a hustler, bro. For real. Like, if y'all don't know, like, this kid has gone on and made some real money betting on sports in general. Now, he does have a couple of fights in boxing where he picked against the grain and made a super pick, but they were all, like, high-profile fights. I don't know how many hardcore, and I'll put those in quotations, hardcore fights that he's picked or not. But regardless of that, like, football, baseball, basketball, from everything I see,
it's not just about boxing. I think.
Hell yeah.
I think that's what it is. He probably knows a bit more of like the other sports that are a bit more well known, or
Well, his dad's got a connection to the sport and to sports in general, but specifically boxing. So, he's grown up around fights and he's been around a lot of fighters and stuff. So he does know his stuff. I think that
but it's only the big fights, man. Like that's
no, but that's what it is. Like, listen, he is also from a young guy from like the social media kind of like era, right? So he's obviously looking for the biggest like number of viewership and all that. He's not going to pick like Juarez against Show and Fox versus Santa Maria. So that doesn't drive traffic for him.
But the only issue is that for us on our betting show, that's where we make the money. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's what we really would love to like be able to create like some sort of benefit.
Just
Thank
like
you.
that's it.
But moving on,
take that spot from him, man. You've seen the gap in the market, go for it, man.
Moving on. Oh my God, there's other topics. We're gonna just get to this in passing. We got to get to callers here. Lomachenko.
Let's just do 5 minutes for all three of them. Let's go.
Lomachenko and Lopez looking like may or may not happen. Egis Klimas saying now that they would go ahead and fight Verdejo if Lopez doesn't want to fight.
And Bob's also come out and made a statement that I feel is layered. He said, and this is just part of the quote, he said, Loma has a contract and he's already given us relief, meaning that Loma has a minimum probably or somewhere along that lines, an expectation for contractual obligations for money that he's already given relief to, you know what I'm saying? And then Bob came out and said that this is double the amount of money for Dio's highest purse. So I think buy or sell, do we say that, that should matter or that doesn't matter at all because the fights are what dictate how much somebody gets paid or not?
Yeah, I agree with the later. Simple as that.
Like, okay. I'm on that boat too,
Simple as that.
I think that
listen, that topic doesn't, it's not cool to do that topic for 5 minutes. You know that we can speak like for an hour on this. You know that callers want to talk for an hour on this.
Well, we've also done a couple shows on it this week, so.
Okay, all right.
I mean,
okay, cool.
the only new element is that they're interjecting Verdejo now.
I mean, like they have to just like do something else, right? Like from Loma's perspective, if the fight is not going to happen, if they're not going to come to a financial agreement, he's not going to sit on his hands, right? So he said, hey, who else? And Verdejo is kind of like a good name as a backup. Do I want to see the TO fight instead of that? 100%. But, that's what they're saying. If we can't get to that agreement, what else? What's the next option? And then, like, Verdejo is not a bad option,
Listen, I go ahead, Doomy. I'm sorry.
No, he's just coming back, Verdejo. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm gonna just jump on the train right away. I've always been big on him, but obviously, we've been talking about people and how they feel after certain things. And he was in a motorcycle accident, and we're just getting him back. So even though it's a good name and there's a history there, right, in the amateurs. So
something about Loma beat
Loma won. Yeah,
Verdejo,
Loma Loma doesn't have many losses, right? So it's
he has one loss, I think.
Exactly. Yeah. So
look,
I can't believe
Verdejo.
I can't believe that Mitty said Verdejo's a decent fight. Yo,
as a backup, like I don't even want to go down like the argument route because they say, hey, once you do not have the TO fight, instead of just sitting there on your hand and do nothing. What names do you have there? Okay, let's
fight Haney.
Like,
he's your mandatory. Fight Haney.
But you can't, if you can't do the TO because of financial, how are you gonna do the Haney because of for the same reason?
Because
what
TO
are
is
you saying? Like,
because I'm telling you why. Let me answer.
Like,
let me answer. TO is with Top Rank. Top Rank is the one that doesn't want to pay Teofimo. Haney is with DAZN. They will pay to fight Lomachenko the same way DAZN got the DAZN got the Campbell fight done, right? Of course.
Yeah,
but then that takes the matchmaking out of Bob's hands. I don't know if he's willing to put that up for the money. I mean, listen, if it's like a large crazy amount,
Bro,
maybe.
he did
but
it already with Campbell. You ain't gonna do it with Haney?
Okay, but that's okay.
That's
no,
what
same promoter. Same promoter. It's Eddie promotes both of them. Eddie promotes both of them.
Let's stop there.
You're
He
right,
managed to do the Campbell fight because he could get people in the venue. He managed to do the Campbell fight because he put it on the pay-per-view out there, and you know what I mean. Like, so the same reason why, Top Rank cannot get the money to be big enough to satisfy both guys' expectation is the same reason why the DAZN will have that complication as well. Do we put people in a stadium? No, we can't. So how are we going to do any one and pay those two dudes what they want? So it's very unlikely to happen in those circumstances. Do you go for Verdejo? Why not? Instead of just not seeing Loma at all and just letting him not fight. So if I'm Aegis, I'm looking for what's the next best option. And Verdejo is a decent option. So.
And listen, and I'll interject one more thing here. With Haney, it's a tough situation because, I mean, this is a guy who, in my opinion, is very marketable. He just needs the time. I think that, time and effort can create a star when that star is a talented enough fighter. And this is no shade to Campbell, but let's be real. Loma was the heavy favorite in that fight for good reason. With Devin Haney, it's not that simple. But at the same time, with Devin Haney, it's like if you put that fight with Lomachenko and Lomachenko wins, which he'd be the favorite in that fight, then you lose Lomachenko at that point. He goes off somewhere else. And it's like, you're left there to, handle whatever you got to handle. So it's a tough situation. But that said, no, I'm sorry. I don't want Haney or Verdejo right now. I want Teofimo. Let's finish this business. You told me it was ready. You told me it was done. So don't bring me to that level and then try to bait and switch. And I get it. You don't want to sit on your hands. I understand that things have to move forward. But I'm still not convinced that everything that can be done to satisfy Teofimo's counter negotiations, I guess we'll call them, because, by the way, Teofimo also put out a tweet earlier yesterday or the other day. And he said, y'all guys need to chill. Basically, this is called negotiations, you dummies, or something like that.
Yeah,
I think you're the one that shared it with us, Doomy. And so anyway, this is all part of negotiations. Let's chill. Let's not bring in any other names. The only reason why Klimas even bring up a name is to scare Teofimo into, making the fight. It's like, oh, they're going to get Verdejo. Oh, no, I better accept whatever money they get. It's an old tactic. These are all negotiational tactics. Let's chill. Right, we should get the fight.
That's right, too, right? So, there's still a lot of time and for them to come to an agreement. And everyone is trying to play that poker game, right? So just don't show your last cards until you have to, right?
That's a great metaphor.
Super chat real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
R. Jonesy says Verdejo over Haney for what? And then you got my man's Savant says Loma is a duck. French fry belts and low ball offers. Getting tired of dude.
French fry belts. Yo. All right,
That's
so let's
one,
move on
French
to the
fry
WBO
belt.
orders. Purse bid for Navarrete Magnello August 11th for the vacant 126-pound title.
Yo,
and if
why
you're a regular
Top
listener
Rank
of
got my
TBV,
boy?
then you know. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. No, that's my bad. Why are you saying sorry for me
ahead.
cutting you off? Put your pants on.
I'm just a nice guy, man. I don't know what to say. I'm no confrontation, Manchester. But listen, I think it's a great fight. I love it. Navarrete moving up for the vacant title. And at the end of the day, Magnello's a guy who we've seen over the years. He puts on entertaining fights. In no way, shape, or form do I think that Magnello has what it takes to beat Navarrete, but I do think he has what it takes to test him. I think Navarrete wins.
Okay. Who's
you up?
know this?
You up?
Who knows? No. I was ready to ask who else knows the other guy.
You up?
Oh,
what you mean the other guy?
Yeah.
You don't know Magdalena?
Yeah, I mean, it is known, right? So you see, with Neho, right? So, but I'm with you, Mario. I don't know what else to say. I think I've got Navarrete in that fight. Yeah, so I can keep it short. But Magdaleno is a decent name too, right? So,
Y'all
That's
sleeping
true. That's
on
a good point.
Magdalena.
That is a decent name.
Y'all sleeping on Magdalena. Magdalena moved up first. He moved up first. He moved up first.
Pick him.
He acclimated already. Navarrete
Today
to
we're
come
getting
up.
underdog Ness, y'all.
Navarrete about to come up.
Ness. Yo. How your arms feel? You ready to do some push-ups when we bet on that fight?
Oh, when is this fight?
It's October. I mean,
Come on,
wait,
it's
not
too
October.
soon. Too soon to even talk about this. This is an announcement, man.
It's
an
August
announcement.
11th. August 11th.
This is just an announcement. We moving
I'm sorry,
on.
the purse bid's for August 11th. So that would put it.
Yo,
they would have how long?
Yo, we've been talking for so long that the last subject, that last subject is so big. We're gonna have to not do it.
And do it in the morning or what?
I don't know. I mean, sad for Mitty. Poor Mitty.
Damn.
That subject
listen, I
is
would
big.
step back and let Mitty talk about it if you want. We could do
I
it
mean,
in the morning, whatever y'all
look.
want.
We only got like a handful of callers. Ain't that many callers.
Yeah. I mean, like this is war. Like this is like some kind of
war.
Yeah, this is war, and this is funny,
I don't
right?
feel
So,
it. I want to hear what you. I'm sorry. I should hear you before I say what I say. Yeah, let me hear.
Come on. I mean, like, so I've got two aspects to this. Like from a fan's perspective, this is what we're asking for, right? And that's what we've been asking for a long time. So yeah, let's see the Matchroom versus the Queensberry fighters, and let's have like the different promotional outfits work with each other on giving us what we want as a fan, but the timing of this is kind of like interesting, like the timing of just kind of giving us the fights that we want domestically, between Frank Warren's stable, or the best of Frank Warren's stable between versus the best of Eddie Hearn's stable, is kind of like strange, right? So you or those two didn't want to do it, and I don't know who is right or wrong, right? So those two didn't want to do it when they could really maximize the return on this, when they could bring crowds, when they can do everything. And now that we're in a dire situation, there seems to be one person that is coming to the table and say, hey, yeah, now is the time, let's do it. So it can easily be interpreted, and I interpret it as a cry for, there's something going on financially on my side, or there's something going on in terms of the appeal on my side, and let's do it. Let's start making those money. Let's start making those fights, because this is our kind of last resort. It sounded like a desperate plea for let's work together, because we need to do it. And again, we talked about viewership numbers, right? So, and those two companies, the numbers can be really like compared side by side, because like on the Friday night, Frank Warren and Queensberry Promotion had a show that did, I think, like 23,000 viewers, right? Versus
that shit averaged 3,000.
Yeah, versus like the Matchroom fights card that did like 200,000, right? So
that
when you put those
200,000, that did 93,000 average.
Yeah, let's go with picks and average, right? Like, we go with the picks or whatever. The numbers still uncomparable. Like, so if I'm BT Sports, I'm definitely going to turn around to Frank Warren and say, yo, what's going on? Do we need to work like long term? Do you have the ability to put fights that are appealing for our viewers? Because on the other side, this is what they did, and it's only a day apart. So you can understand maybe there's been some pressure being put on the network to the promoters and say, did we make the wrong decision? Did we go with the wrong promoters and stuff like that? Is that really our way to bring boxing back into the UK viewers and stuff like that? So, and then less than a week after that, you have Frank Warren that takes to social media, which is something that he doesn't usually do. And he starts like putting posters of his best fighters against like Matchroom best fighters and say, let's do it. Let's make it happen. Like, so that's kind of interesting. And that's the dynamic that, we want to,
Mitty,
we want to
let me
talk
ask you one question. And I'm not talking about like a casual fan perspective, but in the UK, what is the fight that y'all aren't getting that they can deliver together? Like, what's the biggest, like, oh, damn.
AJ Fury. Like, so AJ Fury.
No. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I prefaced this wrong. Yes, AJ Fury, definitely. But I mean, like,
so
in the UK, like.
Anthony Yard versus Boetsi, and that's one of the fight that was put on the poster
docket.
as well.
Yeah, I saw that.
So let's do like Anthony Yard versus Boetsi. So those are fights that at some point we want those to happen, and I think.
But they've had some positive not conversation, but they've said positive things both sides, right? In the past already.
Yard and Boetsi have. I don't know if Eddie and Frank have, right?
A story from Frank where he said this fight has to happen, and Eddie agreed. He told IFL TV he agreed with everything that Frank said. They might not be conversating with each other, but
Coogan reported that Eddie and Warren spoke after that. They had a phone call, and they had a bite to eat.
But that's the thing, right? So like, there's few fights like that can happen, and really, like, wouldn't happen. But just think about the timing, right? Think about the timing. Where now? Why is now the time to do something like that? And again, from a fan's perspective, that's great. Yeah, do it, because I'm here. I'm in lockdown, and I don't want to see boxing, and I want to see good boxing. So show it to me, no problem. But from the fighter's perspective, from the promotional aspect perspective, who's got an interest in doing this, right? And who's got more of an interest in doing this? Is it like someone that is desperate to attract numbers and to make money? Are the fighters gonna just get like their fair share? One of the fights also is like Dubois versus like White. Why would White ever want to do that right now, right? Like Dubois versus White. Like, you're telling me as Dylan White, you waited like 1,005 days or whatever to just get your shot, but you're gonna forget that and say, okay, let me just go and go with like a matchup against Dubois. I don't even know how much money I can generate off this. I'm gonna take a pay cut and I'm gonna risk my mandatory status. That cannot happen, right? So, I mean, that's a tricky conversation. Like, and I guess that's for Eddie and Frank to fight out, right? So, and I think Eddie is probably thinking, if Frank is very desperate, why don't I? And if the assumptions that many have that it's financially driven because they need to make that happen, then he might want to wait it out and see like one of his biggest rival kind of just go down the bankruptcy route and pick up their fighters, right? So that's one of the business move that could happen out of that if all the speculations are correct, right? So
that's my that's why I was gonna go first, because I was just gonna say this is just a dream. This is Frank Warren dreaming, and Eddie would never do none of this. Like,
why?
Because all Eddie's fighters are bigger, all of them. So they don't need to go that way. Like, the only fight there is like Yard Buatsi. So Eddie's looking at that like, yeah, you could beat Buatsi and we need his fame. But Dillian don't need Dubois. Chisora don't need Joyce. And Andre doesn't need Williams, even though he does need Williams. Williams is the mandatory, and really there is nothing else for Andre. But Andre doesn't want Williams. Like, Eddie would be doing a disservice. This is just like...
Listen, no, that's like not true. Don't say that. Listen, this is the point, though.
This is a promoter who's dying a last plea, is like Mitty said.
No, listen.
Fake
news.
Fake news.
Yo, you're crazy about the fake news. They both have already come out. Like, that's not fake news. But listen, bro, this is the problem.
How much you want to make a bet that not one of these fights get made in the next 12 months? Not one.
That's fine. Okay, listen, but that's not the point, though, okay? The counter argument to what you're saying is Eddie is the one who's got the cape on. Eddie's the one who's saying, I'm saving boxing, all right? I'm doing everything it takes to make the biggest and best fights. So then he's going to be the one in this situation that, Frank comes out, writes this very eloquent, very beautifully written, I don't know, what are you going to call it? Like an essay? It was really long. It wasn't just like a social media post. He writes this thing. It gets attention of all the outlets and platforms. So then Eddie's going to be the one that's put on this, mantle. Like, okay, so what are you going to do about it? What are you going to bring to this table? And if he's the one trying to say that he's saving boxing and making the best fights, then he can't pull the same promotional stunts that everyone else does. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Like, no, that's good. Like, but like, if that's the case, Eddie can do the same thing. He can save boxing. He can actually put all those matchups, right? If he thinks that really Frank is on the brink of bankruptcy, why are you gonna save him? Why don't you just let him go bankrupt, pick up his fighters, and then put those matchups on in-house? No problem.
But do you really think he feels that way? You really think he's on the brink of bankruptcy?
No, maybe that's an exaggeration, but right now, like the timing of the announcement and just trying to do something like that, that's what prompted all those conversations around like, why is he doing this like this? And it sounds desperate. When someone sounds desperate, like someone who hasn't been wanting to work with you for years, right? Now tells you, yeah, let's do it tomorrow in a heartbeat. I will do it, and it puts like promotional posters and everything. Like, obviously, it's going to trigger like some kind of thoughts. Like, why are you doing this? Are you struggling that much? Why do you want us to work together to put money and then actually not even maximize those shows? Why do I need to just, cooperate with you in there, especially if you're struggling? Why can't I just wait you out? Just wait for your money to run out at the end of this COVID and pick up all your fighters. Because where are they going to go?
But why can't he simply be doing what Eddie does, except he's doing it a little more thorough? And what I mean is Eddie gets in front of a camera and changes the narrative or paints the narrative. Why can't Frank? Frank, first of all, hold on, because I'm a hardcore, okay? Let's not act like Frank hasn't been publishing his weekly letter on Boxing Scene for the last 7 years. This is just the most popular one. There's nothing new about what he did. There's nothing new. Every week he releases a letter. Every week.
Saying what?
But it's
he just
never
talks
been
boxing.
a situation where he doesn't.
He just talks boxing.
This is the least contemptuous piece of writing that Frank's ever written. Like they every time Frank talks about Eddie, even if it's not just utter hate, there's some sense of like despise there. Like he doesn't like the dude. You can feel it.
And also it's different. Like, it's not even like he took to Boxing News. He took to Twitter this time. And he even opens up and saying,
but that's what I'm telling you.
He opens up and he says, I don't really do that Twitter thing. I don't usually, and I'm just like getting up to speed with those kind of things. That's his opening statement, right? Yeah. So, but, now is the time to do it, kind of that what he's saying. He could be changing the narrative. He can do whatever, right? But when someone hasn't just been working with you in putting those fights for a while, and that's like now changing all of a sudden, it's going to prompt people to talk. And that's what we just like, and try to think, what is the trigger?
Where is the ball at now? Whose court is in? Whose court is the ball in now?
Eddie.
Exactly. And who put it
Eddie,
there?
But he doesn't have to do anything.
And who put it there, though? But who put the ball there?
Yeah,
Frank
Frank
did, and the reason he did is because he got out in front of it. He's doing no different than Eddie, bro. He's just painting his narrative. This isn't real news.
Okay, but then that's fine. Just like me and you, we can just take a look at it, and then just people who look at it and understand it will kind of rubbish it and say, okay, White versus Dubois, does it make sense? Okay, now he's talking garbage. Let's move on. And that's what it's gonna be. So you put a ball that is a deflated ball in my court. So what do you want me to do with it? Shoot hoops with it? Like, come on, just like
I'm not necessarily. Not necessarily. They could Eddie could turn around and say, yeah, I'm willing to do a 2-fight card. We could do Liam Williams, Andrade headline, and then Buatsi Yard. Or vice versa, maybe Buatsi Yard is the main event.
So some of those fights are doable. I'm commenting. Some of those fights are very doable, especially on the secondary posters. On the secondary poster, because that's really like the names like there's one like Hamza Shiraz versus like Ted Cheeseman, doable. 100%. And Shiraz is probably not like a name that is as known as it should be because he's on the Frank Warren side. I believe that Shiraz wins that fight. That's one of the fighters that Eddie would love to have in his stable, in my opinion.
We got a lot of interviews with Shiraz.
There's few things like that. Definitely, there's some fighters that he'd like to get, right? So, and there's some of those fights are doable, but those are the smaller fights, And
Yeah,
they're definitely
definitely.
not and they're definitely not in that menu that is given us. How are you gonna pay all those guys in that one card? No,
Definitely.
it's just like, hey, let's do it on multiple cards, right? So
Got you. So listen, I'm good. I think if you want to go to the callers, we can go to the callers.
All right.
Yep.
Subscribe to youtube.com/theboxingvoice for the latest and greatest interviews with your favorite fighters.
No, is Dumi alive?
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
He's making new sound bites.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Yo, shout out Hopey Price. Yo, Mitty, is Hopey David's son? What's the relation there? Or is it just the same name?
I doubt that would be son. I don't know if it's like, I actually don't know if the relationships to David Price, but I didn't know if they were related or not, but someone can correct me in there.
Oh man, I thought they were. We going out to Trey in the Bay. What up?
Yeah, on the Frank Warren situation, I feel like I don't know. Them dudes ain't making that fight. None of them fights. I'm with you, Ness. They better come up with some better fights because it seems like only PBC right now is giving out the good fights. Everybody else got a bunch of bullshit going on. There's a couple decent ones here and there. I'm not picking none of them fools. I don't even know half the people who the fucking people is. Y'all know Trey super casual out here. You know what I'm saying? I just want y'all to know that UFC out here fucking it up. Pay-per-view after pay-per-view. Just to rub it in a little bit. Just to hurt
I'm with you on the casual with these guys right now too, Trey.
I know. I heard you do what you do like I do, and you just get quiet and let them cats talk.
I'm just learning, man.
Coach Mitty was just explaining some bullshit before we got to the second version of UK bullshit, Matchroom and they bullshit. And if Teofimo is not going to fight Lomachenko, which I think all of this is to make the fight a little bigger and a little smoke and mirrors, and maybe they get a tune-up, right? But if he ain't fucking fighting T.O. and he ain't fighting Devin and he ain't fighting Tang and he ain't fighting Ryan, who the fuck is he fighting? Oh, the other dude is all right. I've seen him before. But still, man, they full of shit, man. What's up with Top Rank? Listen, just tell us the truth. These niggas finna get tune-ups and let's move on. What's up with all the big hoopla? Why everything gotta be days of our lives? Why everything gotta be drama and bullshit? You know what I'm saying? There's a couple of other topics too, but man, I ain't write none of it down. So maybe I'll remember on the boomerang if we're doing it tonight. All right, that's my call.
All right. Info Joe, California. What up, Joe?
Mr. Info Joe.
This portion of the show we call In the
Mr.
Know,
Info Joe.
presented by my brother.
Yo, what's up, TBV family?
What up?
Cheers.
Yo, what up, Mitty? What up, Doomsday? What up, Mario? Big Ness. Yo.
Info.
My boxing brothers. Hey, man, so we making the Grandmaster Caller picks, right? Mitty, you taking notes for this or what?
He been taking notes,
Yeah,
but you
yeah,
wasn't
I
here
got
last
you.
week, so you already down, champ. I'm already beat.
I know. I had my mother-in-law had passed, man. A lot of shit to deal with. Yeah, I didn't check out no fights last weekend. Yeah, but I'm back on it though. So, Mitty, me and you need to get together and see if we can come up with a good plan. So by the end of the year, we'll know who the Grandmaster Caller is.
So listen, Joe. I'm gonna send you the spreadsheet, and then we can talk about how we just work out the point system and all that.
That sounds good. Now, on another, what do you think about this, y'all? Ness, I seen how you did the polls for the boxing bars, right? And you said you knew who picked who, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can we use that kind of a system or something?
To what? To make the picks of the fights?
Yes. Would that be easier, Mitty?
I mean, you know what?
It's possible if he can get
That is
extracted
possible
from
because
Patreon. Is
no,
that what you say?
I can download it. The dude let me download the per results. He's actually right.
Okay, cool. So yeah, if you send me that, I can translate that into the spreadsheet and then just work out the results.
We still need to get together and decide limit, right? Like how long do we give everyone before it closes?
After the fight, people will go.
Right? Like, so do your picks got to be in by Thursday at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern because that's when the show is over, basically, and you should have called in and or been a Patreon and made your pick. And when does it go out? When does it go out, though? Does it go out Monday? Does it go out Thursday morning? Like, you know, and which fights? So what you guys got to do is, I guess, what fights make it to the list? Is every single fight make it to the list?
Maybe not every single fight. Some
maybe
of them,
not.
for example,
No.
So that's what I need.
We spoke about because
I gotta build the poll.
Show. It's hard to pick anyway.
I gotta build the poll. So you and Mitty need to decide what fights make it to the list. Then I put them on the list because, you know, if not, I don't know what goes there.
So let me work out with info. Let's get on a call after or just like, you know, tomorrow or something. Work out like something that makes sense and put a proposal to everyone.
Okay, that sounds good, bro. Now, cause see, as far as the UK card, I want to pick them just because of the A side because I don't want to be down on my picks, right? So, me and Mitty we had to come up. We shouldn't pick every fight on this card, but for this weekend, I'm gonna go. Give me all A sides for the UK.
All right, I got you. All A side.
But cool. Next week though, we shouldn't be going on every person on the card because some are not worth picking.
Yeah,
how about
fine.
that?
That's fair enough.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So far as that, give me
US side. How about the US card?
On there, give me you know what? I'm not going with emotional or like Jamal James, but like Ness, you did say, man, dude, don't fight his height. He don't use his reach. He fight like he 5 feet or something. And Dulorme is pretty good. Put me down for Dulorme.
Gotcha.
Put me down for David Morrell. I'm
Gotcha.
going with the Cuban. And put me down for Michael Fox.
Cool.
And put me down for Michael Fox.
I
think it's pronounced Michael. Is that
you
it?
You said it twice, though.
Yeah, you said it twice. So Juarez versus Shaw, Milnicki versus Rollins, and Coffey versus Pena. Those are the ones that you. Yeah, Mike.
Give me Michael Polite, Coffee, and give me Willie Shaw.
Okay, so you got Willie Shaw, and then Vito Milnicki versus like Rollins. Who you got?
Vito. Give me Vito.
All right, cool. There you go.
Okay.
You got everyone for this week. And we definitely got to change that because like some of those fights aren't just easy to pick when we don't know those dudes, right? So that's cool.
That's cool. Far as Teofimo and Lomachenko, I think they are just using negotiation tactics, playing the poker game, throwing that name out to see if Teo will budge, though. But that's all I got, gentlemen. Shout out. Hit those thumbs up. You're listening to the #1 pound-for-pound boxing podcast. I'm out, gentlemen. Peace.
Vamos, campeón.
Champ. We got JT, New Orleans. What up?
So interesting because you come across like a nice guy, but you're really a piece of shit. Hey, with that comment. Come on. That was a piece of fuck you. That was a piece of shit. You know, we're doing live TV. Man, I don't care. What you gonna do about it?
I'll kill this mother. Why do you have to talk like that? Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you. You have a problem? Turn off your station. I'm the best ever.
Yo, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Hey, my bad, Ness. I was just listening off and on. So, well, y'all picking fights. I heard info picking fights.
Yeah.
What's the fights? What's the names?
Hold on.
Okay, I can run you down there. So in the UK for the DAZN card, you've got Terri Harper versus Natasha Jonas. we've got like Billam-Smith versus Thorley, Anthony Fowler versus Harper, Hopey Price versus Phillips. That's for the UK. So I don't know if you want to pick on that side.
Nah, I don't know nothing about those fighters, so I'm not
Do you
gonna
want to go
pick.
for A side all the way, or you don't want to pick?
No, do me. I said my bad, do me. I don't know those name fighters, so I gotta put a face with them and see their style to make a fight extra pick. I can't pick
All
off
right.
their.
All right. So in the US, you've got like Jamal James versus like Thomas Dulorme.
I got Dulorme.
Okay, Dulorme. There is a dude called Morrell versus Lennox Allen, a Cuban dude called Morrell.
David, isn't it David first name?
I don't know the first name. I have the surname, but I didn't know him before. But like against Lennox Allen, then Juarez versus Shaw, Mikhail Fox versus Santa Maria, Vito Milnicki versus Rollins, Mike Polite Coffee versus Pena.
All right, your accent kind of messed them names up. Made it no disrespect, but I got
No problem.
and what's the other one you name? What's the other guy's name?
Morrell versus Allen.
I got Morrell.
Okay, so you got Morrell. Juarez versus Shaw.
Juarez. And that's it, huh?
Fox Santa Maria.
I said that. I said Maria. I said him.
Oh, you
Fox
going with Santa Maria?
Yeah, Fox is that tall dude, huh? He kind of tall.
Yeah.
Oh, nah, yeah, I'm gonna pick Maria. I think Maria gonna clean him up.
All right.
All right.
Wow.
Vito Milnicki versus Rollins, or Mike Polite Coffee versus Pena.
I never I never heard those two names before. But if I had to pick one, I take Coffee. And that's it. That's it. I'm just gonna be happy to see some good fights, man.
Me too. JT, thanks for calling in. King, I mean you up. Talk to us.
Yeah. Just like the king is what I mean. The king is what I mean.
Yo, what's good, TBV?
What up?
Let me get my let me get my picks in. I'm gonna give y'all some insight too. I'm gonna grab one pick off the UK card. I'm gonna go with Anthony Fowler only because I heard of him, right? I'm going with Dulorme over Jamal James, right? Let me school y'all to something, yo, because Ness, you talk about something Jamaican. Nah, this kid Lennox Allen is Guyanese. Guyanese and Trinis, they're lovers. He's sure to have some woman problems, yo. I'm picking Morrell. Give me the Cuban.
Yo, you a hater, bruh.
Yeah, whatever, Jack. Trust me. I'm picking Santeria over the Fox. I want Malinicki Jr. and I want Coffee over Peanuts. That's my call.
My boy said
I
Santeria.
never use 5 Dons, bro. I don't understand this damn thing. My Gene Bear, what up? Because there's some bets this week, okay? Dulorme's an underdog. You know, Santa Maria's an underdog. You could throw a couple dollars on there now, and I literally mean $1. My Gene Bear.
Yeah, it was good. All right, so I sent you his record, his amateur record. He was 130-2.
Who, the Cuban?
Yeah.
Oh, that's all?
Yeah,
Oh, man, he about to get smoked.
Yeah, all right. And he only lost to Julio Cesar de la Cruz, the gold medalist in the London Games.
Never heard of him.
He's a beast, bro. Of course you didn't. You don't watch amateur. You don't watch the little guys fight. You think you're really gonna sit there and watch amateurs? I know you're not.
Bruh, y'all all gonna be calling in here like, damn, Ness, you called it. I'm so
He said
happy.
You don't watch boxing. Man.
I'm so happy that it's right now, that we ain't gotta wait a week. It's like Saturday. It's on. It's on. We gonna see what Morrell is all about.
Oh, my Jimbe,
Sunday.
go with your pick before you take your call, man.
I see that. I see that. But yeah, just go ahead and really give me the A sides for the UK
All right.
card. I got to do a better job of
All
studying these guys. Give me Dulorme.
All right.
Obviously, I'm going with David Morrell.
All right.
Give
Got you.
me Omar Juarez.
Juarez.
I'm also gonna go Lucas Santamaria. Obviously, I'm gonna go with Vito Milanecki and Michael Pillay Coffee.
Cool. I got you.
For my picks. Yep. And then Lopez, Lomachenko. I think it's gonna happen, man. I'm gonna be the optimist here and say that it's gonna happen. I think it's just just playing mind games. Trying to get a little bit more money out of that whole situation. So I think it's gonna happen. And yeah, man, great job, guys. Continue the great show.
All right, Steve, Chicago. Oh, wait a minute, Steve in Chicago. What up, champ?
My town up in K-Town.
Hey, Daddy, this a dollar beat.
I drink soda, I eat pizza, I hang out with chicks all day. These fighters still can't beat me. They fighting every day, they in the gym every day. Just give me 6 weeks, and I got it.
BoxingVoice.com.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Came in strong with it.
I kept it in the Midwest, brother. TBE in Michigan. And I got Dollar, Milwaukee. Keeping it in the Midwest, brother.
That's what's up.
Everything take over, but that's all right. All right, brother. I want to ask something. Last week, maybe you wanted us to pick everything, and then you put up a poll. So what are we going by? Because I picked on the polls, and I got both of them right. Mario was saying that nobody got both right. I did. And someone told me 704 did.
Steve,
So
we're trying to work it out, to be honest. So I think once I speak to Info Joe later, by the end of this week, we're gonna come up with a system that makes sense. And you don't have to pick everything. So some fights we're not gonna put on the cards. So.
All right. So just for this week, I'll tell you what. I'll pick the main event in the UK, and I'll pick Harper, and then I'll pick Fowler because I've heard of him, and that's just the two.
I got you.
Anything else? And then in the PBC card, I'm picking James. I'm gonna pick him by decision. I got everybody in here calling for me. I'm picking James, and I think it could even be a split decision, but I think he's gonna win. And I'm gonna say Morrell is gonna win by knockout. I saw some stuff on this guy. We're gonna find out. And I'm gonna leave my picks there because I really don't know a lot about the rest of the fighters. So if you guys put up more on Patreon, I'll pick them. I'll do a little more research. For right now, I'll give you those 4.
All right.
And with Tio, hey man, look, if he's not gonna fight Loma, then he might as well just go to 140. But someone was telling me that he said he was gonna stay at 135. Like, wait a minute, you're gonna pass up that opportunity and fight who? So
next, there we go. We reconnected. We got
the chat
it.
Works though.
We got it. We're back. We're back.
We're back. Ready to attack.
Yes, yo, it's the Matrix, man. Mr. Anderson came looking for me.
Top rank digital agents got sent out.
Yeah. Yo, so let me get back to these calls, man. Look, it's that type of life out here, bro. That type of life. So, guys, apologies. I had another outage out there. Steve, you want to go ahead and finish up, or are you all done?
Yeah. You back on? You said?
Yeah, we're live. We're live.
Yeah. No, my thing was I don't know where I left off, but basically, if
if he doesn't get that fight and he stays at 135, it wouldn't make sense to me. He's got to go to 140 after that point because, like I said, I don't know if I said this part. If you remember, he was telling us that if he didn't get the Loma fight by the end of last year or beginning this year, that he was going to move up to 140 anyway. That he was having a hard time making 135 because he was growing, you know. He's a young dude. So, I honestly, if this fight doesn't happen, I see him going up to one. I mean, why would you pass that up and fight someone else? Like who? You know, like they're not going to make a fight with Haney. I don't see that. If you pass up Loma, you're going to go fight Haney. I just don't see that. But yeah, that's what I see happening. If somehow this doesn't get made, he might as well just go to 140. I don't know what he'd do at 135, but all right, that's all I got.
All right, champ. Thanks for calling in. We got Stone Bone Boxing. What up?
What up? What up?
Shit.
Hey. Well, yeah, Steve, I disagree with him a little bit. When you want, he hasn't even had a celebratory round trip or home fight or nothing like that with his title. So he knocked out Comey at the end of the year. People acting like that was like it wasn't in May, or that was at the end of the year on the Crawford card, right? So if he couldn't make weight at the end of the year, how the hell did he knock out Richard Comey in December? We need to be realistic about this. If you want to get like I said, we looking at possible interim bouts in between these fights. Hey, every day I'm sounding more and more like what I heard months ago is going to come true. It's going to be a fight for both of them in between that fight happening when they got fans. And him going to 140, he should do that if he can beat Loma. Gonna beat Loma, ain't no point of defending. Just drop him and go to 140 and then call out the other guys Bob got sitting up there. And as far as the fights this weekend, pretty much I'm going pretty much all A side. I really want to see this Dulorme and James fight because, like, even when Bud fought Dulorme, we went down to Texas about 5,000 deep. You know what I mean? It was real. Omaha was super deep in there, and Dulorme had a good little group of Hispanic fans there that have been supporting him just from knowing his name, and he had a little HBO hype that went with him. So I want to see if him and Jamal James, what type of Jamal's went to death with DeMarco. So I believe that Dulorme is a better fighter than DeMarco for sure. He fought to a draw with Jesse Vargas. So we see what Mikey did with Jesse Vargas. So I'm thinking that could be close to an upset if James ain't all the way prepared. If he ain't mentally there, Dulorme gonna try to press him. And if he don't got the pop like Bud had to hurt Dulorme to get him off him, that's gonna be a long fight for James because he couldn't hurt DeMarco. And Navarrete, I want Navarrete to keep winning because just like I feel like Jose Ramirez is a big fight for Bud with a growing Mexican fighter that's growing a little base that's getting bigger as the day go on. I feel the same way as Navarrete is the person that's going to be right behind Shakur, moving up in weight classes, and that's a big fight for him against a Mexican American. Or you know what I mean? I think that's big fights for both of them guys. So hopefully both of them dudes keep winning, and them boys get to what they say, some camada and relax when they get to beat up on them guys. So I'm gonna catch y'all on the next fight. I'm going with all eight.
Stoneball, before you go. A side, you mean like James is the A side, and who's the A side for Coffee versus Pena? In your opinion, is it Pena or is it Coffee?
In my opinion, I would the A side name recognition would be Coffee, but maybe the A side and who they believe is gonna do better, probably old boy. So I'm gonna consider Coffee the A side in that fight. I think I think that we know his work. We know what he's been doing. And I think that stands firm. Usually when guys perform well in the outside of the ring, in the gym and stuff like that, usually when they get their shot, they perform. So I'm going to hold him as the A side on this one. But that's right there is like that's a true 1A and 1. I just say an A1 and A2. That's a true, not really A side. That's a flip a coin. Both undisputed, what 6 and 9 fights. So that's a pick 'em.
Stonebone, thanks for calling in. Let me get to Trey and the Baby Boomerang.
All right. Can y'all hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man, this dude I went to school with, right? He's an airplane mechanic, too. He's from the Bahamas. The cat's been fighting on PBC undercards, and I've been seeing him for the last, couple of years, and so today he posted something from, last year. I think he fought on the Erickson Lubison card in October, and I thought it was this October. I was asking him a bunch of questions. Me and him was just going back and forth. I was asking him, did he want to do an interview with you? So I'll let you know, or, I mean, if you even care. But he said he didn't have a fight, so I think the shit was, it's a long time. It's a long story. But I was just going back and forth with one of your fellow Caribbeans. Guy went to school with. It's kind of funny because I was like, bro, he said he's fighting that cruiserweight and shit. I don't know if he's any good or not. I'm gonna check out some of his fights, but I'll pull the Coach Mitty and big up the home ones, for the backyard fights. Hey, maybe they'll let him fight. Maybe he's fighting Eddie Hearn's backyard in a couple of weeks. Who knows?
Ooh,
Oh,
your
and other thing,
boy is fighting.
yeah. I'm teasing you, Mitty. I'm just fucking.
Oh, all right.
The other thing I was gonna say, man, it's too many people who have the same point of views, right? I'm starting to hear a lot of repetitive sentences. If he's all right after the accident, or just if there's any topic, there's a lot of people who use some of the same words and the same verbiage and the same conversation, y'all. Some of us, we got to be a little more independent on this thinking here, and then that's my call.
It's the U.S. ships, man. What do you want to say about that?
All right. Greatness. What up? All right. My Jimbe Boomerang. Oh, there goes Greatness.
It was how y'all living, man. How y'all living? I'm just listening. That's
All right.
y'all stay.
My Jimbe Boomerang.
Yo, so I just was trying to do some research on this guy that's gonna be fighting Polite Coffee, and in one of the websites they have Chuck Norris as his picture. That guy can't be the A side.
Chuck Norris.
So what is it? Is it into martial arts or something like that?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I thought that was funny though. But yeah, great show, guys. I'll talk to you in the morning.
Yo, Chuck Norris. Yeah.
Good.
That's
good call, my Jimbe.
That's everybody, man. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and rocking out with us. Let me double check over here, but I'm pretty sure Blog Talk is down after that internet crash. Yeah, man, that's GTO, Instagram and Twitter. Catch us on Sunday with Crow Day. We're going to see who's right, who's wrong. Allen, tough fight with Morrell, and then we got another tough fight with Fox and Santa Maria. Or not tough fights. These are invested fights. We're invested in them.
Yeah.
And then there's another one is what was the other one?
Harper Jonas.
Harper Jonas. I'm not invested in that as much as I am in Dulorme James.
Yeah.
Allen Morrell, Santa Maria, Fox.
Yeah. You want to see Santa Maria, right? So, we had a trainer on. He hyped us up on him, and we know Fox as well.
Jerry Forrest does. He Jerry Forrest does. We gonna see who Jerry Forrest does. Yo, did Lennox Allen Jerry Forrest us, or is he gonna get stopped?
I think Allen did. Especially Sosa. I said, it's the best camp we've ever had. And he said he has no injuries, no nothing. So. We see, man. Hopefully he can win.
Hopefully. Yo, everybody out? Oh, Doomy just said
at Morrell McGee on Twitter, at Morrell McGee on Instagram. Catch us in the morning, which we have scheduled. I'll tell you right now, real quick. We have Shadate. No, that's Monday. We don't have anybody scheduled tomorrow.
Yeah,
except
Elvis,
maybe the champ.
Elvis the champ. Elvis the champ.
I don't got that.
Elvis is
You
the
lying,
champ.
because I don't got it.
Elvis is the champ. It said right there at 11 a.m., 7 a.m. daytime in the West Coast. Yo, we out. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.